Hello, peeps. A little late today, sorry about that. Technical difficulties, I'm pretty sure. Nobody's waiting on me anyway. But I am now here. And yeah, we're continuing on with Polo Justice, the Ace Attorney trilogy. Um, we're on the first day of Wocky's trial, and I think at this point we don't really know anything about Wocky. Like, we talked to him actually, we didn't even really talk to him. We talked to his dad in a detention center. And now, yeah, it's the first day of trial. So far from how it would go in real life, but that's not why we're playing. We're playing because it's fun. So let's do it. Okay, I might need to adjust some of the camera because I haven't set up my Apollo Justice profile yet, but once I do it once, we're good forever. So that'll be good. I keep looking over there to look at you, but I should be looking up there to look at you guys. Once we get it once, we'll get it forever. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna load the game. I think that's the one that I saved. It's nice that they do these auto saves, honestly. But on the other hand, my save gives me a better idea of where I'm at as far as, like, saving goes, so maybe I'll just keep saving myself after the next day starts. Okay, good that my mic is on. For a sec, I just had a heart attack that my mic not my... Hey, buddy. Oh, my puppy has come to say hi. I think he's just missing his dad right now. My partner stepped out to go get us some food. Hey, puppy. You can't see him too well, but he's a very nice boy. The nicest, in fact. Okay. Before I start, I'm gonna go get him set up on the couch. So oh, now you can see him. Kind of. He's just a big body, being very needy and affectionate like always. Come on, Rockaroo. Well, I tried. Anyway, he was very particular about his bedding. And it's kind of chilly here today. We've had non-stop snow since December 1st. Alrighty, June 16th, 9:46 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Huh. Mr. Wright's not here today? Oh, I was gonna go, that's strange, isn't it his trial? But no, that's the first trial. I just got them mixed up. He said his old foot injury was acting up. Old injury? He was all smiles yesterday. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine, as long as you're there, Chusey. Yes. Fine. We'll be fine. Here comes justice. Hell yeah, it is. It does. Hell yeah, it does. Oh my god, Apollo, why do you do this? I started my voice training at 5 this morning. Ooh, do some now. I want to see. Or hear. Huh? Oh, okay. My name is Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. I obviously have not been vocal training since 5 a.m. That sounds like more like a self-mantra than voice training. I'm fine. I'm fine. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. Yo, sup? Hit me with the guilty verdict, G. See if I care. Okay, great. You just hang loose and let things go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? Not really. Wocky, don't be running your mouth like that in here. See, that's the difference between me and you, old man. I ain't afraid of no cops. Real G's can't keep it real till they spend some hard time in the pen. He is so dumb. He is so deluded. Like, genuinely. You have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. Sounds like they've both been voice training too, Apollo. My worst fears realized. The trial starting and I still haven't had a real talk with my client. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. Okay. I'm glad we're on the same page here. Okay. I swapped around some of my set decorations. I moved my little kitty cat here. And my little crocheted narwhal there. June 16th, 10 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Wocky Kataki. The defense is ready, Your Honor? Ready to rock and roll, Herr Judge. Ah, it's him, the guy from yesterday. Oh yeah, she was gonna call him a prince. Oh yeah. He's a prosecutor? It's Mr. Gavin's brother. Isn't that interesting that, like, they're brothers who look... I keep looking at the wrong camera. I will get used to it. Isn't it interesting that they're both brothers? I think Clavier is younger, but they're both brothers and they're on opposite sides of the law. Like, I wonder how that came to be, you know? Because they're both very different things. You have to have, like, a different... You have to have a very different outlook to do each one, I'd say. So interesting. Food for thought. For myself. I'm thinking about it. Long time no see. Prosecutor Gavin, were you taking a leave of absence? Is he just working on his rock band? You know that little band I started in my free time? Thing is, we got real popular. Hard to say 9 to your fans when 3 of your singles go platinum, yeah? Fair. I see. To be honest, I was a little concerned. I feared that you might still be distraught over that one trial. Is this that one? Is this the same trial that, like, is continually mentioned by everyone? Like, the same trial that Phoenix got disbarred shortly after? I wonder? Not to worry, Herr Judge. I wouldn't miss this day in court for the world. Why? It's worth even more than VIP passes to one of my concerts, yeah? How could I pass up a chance to see the true strength of the little boy who bested my brother? Interesting! That's interesting. It was worth canceling a show or two. Wow, he canceled a show or two to be here. That's so weird. The idea of just taking, like, a really long absence of, like, years to be in a band and then just coming back, no big deal, to just continue being a prosecutor. Like, he's probably lost so much practice. Like, law is changing all the time. There's so many things about the law he doesn't know anymore, because unless he was literally studying up while he was in his band, but I somehow feel like he was probably focusing on his music and his fans and his songwriting and his set and the people he was working with and, you know, a trillion other more important things than maybe eventually going back to prosecution, you know. But anyway, I'm just taking this too seriously. You may give your opening statements to the court. Before that, I was thinking, is the air in this courtroom not a bit serious? It is a court of law. It is, Judge. It should be serious. That's no way to get the crowd jumping here, Judge. Oh my god, he's literally treating this like a concert. They're not supposed to jump. This is a courtroom. I don't know how to pronounce that. I kind of want to look it up. I just don't like not being able to pronounce things.
Achtung.
Oh, there's no way I'm gonna be able to say that.
Achtung.
Achtung?
Achtung.
Achtung. Baby. Today we play it my way. What's that noise? Oh, by the way, what does that mean? Oh, it means attention. It means attention. That's cool. Okay. Okay. What's that noise? Sometimes you have to get on up in order to get... Wait, you have to get on up in order to get down. To prosecuting. This is crazy. This is crazy, Apollo. We're on the same page. Sorry, I just paused so that I can adjust the chat. Okay, I think that's a good spot for it. And the alert should be good in that corner. And if I need to move my camera, I'll move my camera, but I don't know, maybe it's okay there for now. The victim, Pal Maractus, director of the Maractus Clinic. The scene, People Park. He was found pulling a noodle stand. What in the world was a doctor doing pulling a noodle stand? Yes, I believe you will only find that out by asking the defendant, right here, right now. Because it's an undeniable truth that he shot the victim. What do you mean, undeniable? If you were to glare at anyone here, Justice, glare at the punk in the defendant's chair. His crime was witnessed quite clearly, you see. Very well. Please submit this witness to the court. Is it gonna do a riff every time? Anyway. 9. Not yet. First, there's a little matter to be cleaned up. Could you talk without the accompaniment? I swear I could see the guitar for a second. What is it, Prosecutor Gavin? The motive, Herr Judge. Why did the little punk do it? Why did he kill the director of the Maractus Clinic? Objection! Not so fast. The defendant doesn't have to explain that. Oh, but what if the defendant specifically requests to do so, as he did this morning? I want to give a shout out to all my homies, I believe he said. What? Yeah, I'm thinking along the very same lines. Yeah. What is right? Apollo says. They always say that on stage. You should hit the crowd with speed and ferocity. Sounds like he got you good, huh, Polly? He got him good. Well, this is highly unusual, but the court will now hear from the defendant concerning his motive in the crime. So, you, son, are the defendant, Wocky, are you? I ain't your son, old man. He's so stupid. You step to a Kataki, you best be prepared to step strong. You step to a public official, you'd best be prepared to step into jail. You gotta hand it to him, Wocky sure has guts. That's not what we need right now, Trucy. It's not his guts I worry about. Well then, the court will now hear testimony on the defendant's motive. From the defendant himself. Full disclosure, obviously I'm not a voice actor. I'm like trying to slightly change the voices so that they don't just all sound exactly the same like me, but I'm probably gonna forget which voices belong to who at some points. At any rate, I hope you guys are enjoying so far, and anyone who's tuned in, please don't forget to drop a like on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube if you're liking this, follow on Twitch if you're liking this. Yeah. Wocky Kataki's truth. I'll tell you one thing, that doctor was a quacker. Someone had to show him what's what. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my ops something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go in, get another doc to patch me up again. That was the day I done figured it out. No G's gonna let that pass. That's why I went to his pad that night. Know what I'm saying? I'm not really doing a voice for Wocky. I feel like his vocabulary is enough. You're saying you were one of the victim's patients? A lot of stuff goes down when you're keeping it real on the street. True dat. I tell you one thing, that doc was whack. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. I can't believe this is the first time I'm hearing about all of this. Yeah, that's fucking stressful, man. In fact, like, what do we have in the court record right now? Oh yeah, all this stuff from, like, the investigation day. So at least I'm, like, not going in blind, you know? I wonder if there's anything else, though, that... No clues here. I wonder if there's anything else. Oh! These bloomers sure have a distinct design. You certainly know who they belong to at a glance. That way she doesn't have to write her name on them. Genius! Sure. I would think writing your name... Well, I missed that. I just totally missed that. Is it in the history? Oh, I would think writing your name would be easier than drawing a plum blossom. Yeah, I would think so too. Oh, my bad. I'm not done looking at the evidence. Turn off the car that hit Mr. Wright. Fits car at the Miraculous Clinic. A memento of Wright Sky. Examine fingerprints. Time of death, June 14th after 10 p.m. Cause of death, single bullet to the right temple. Also known as a shiv, found at the crime scene bearing Wocky's prints. Mr. Eldune's noodle stand, victim died pulling it. Found in a trash can at People Park. Distinctive bloomers to say the least. Anything to inspect on the noodle cart? It doesn't really look like it. Nothing like looks out of place or anything. Huh? Look at this, El Polo. Mr. Eldune spelled his name backwards on the side. Is she kidding? I think this is noodle, as in Eldune's noodles. Huh. Oh, I get it. So the name of a store is the same whether you read it forward or backwards. Yeah, I guess it would be. Well, except for the last S. Then how about a store called Team Meat? Close, but that would be Tame Mate backwards. And what kind of store is that? Why? A store that sells meat. It's not meat unless it's Team Meat. Okay, Trucy. You are one quirky girl. Okay. I'm just gonna press him on everything because I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. I'll tell you one thing, that doctor is a quacker. First of all, the word you're looking for is quack. And isn't that a little harsh? He's your family doctor. Why do I have autoplay on? Who asked you, Pointy Locks? Just who do you think you are? You're a lawyer? Look, I ain't trying to hear that. He was a quacker. Plain and simple. Someone had to show him what's what. Okay, I'm just gonna skip that part. I don't think I need to. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my op. Something bad. Yeah, let's press that. So, you were a patient at the Miraculous Clinic half a year ago? For what reason? I had what you might call a mark of honor. Can you explain precisely what was wrong? We had a little run-in with the Rivalis family. I don't know. I'll pronounce it like that. That's when I pulled a Jack move. And ran into an ambush. G busted a cap right at me. According to my sources, you couldn't stand the stress of waiting. And ran in 15 minutes before the appointed time. By yourself. Hey, I was more than a match for those guys. So, you were carried to the Maractus clinic from there? Apparently, he was shot in the heart. Shot in the heart and he's still alive? I can catch bullets between my teeth. Sure you can, Trucy. But I never learned how to catch them with my heart. The bullet stopped just around my thumper, you know what I'm saying? I would have been golden if it weren't for that whack doc. Can't even take out a stupid bullet. So, as you say, the surgery was a failure. That ain't all of it, Holmes. Okay, and then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. What do you mean he just let you go without a word? What do you think it means? It's whack, that's what. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds bad. It sounds as though Herr Doctor wished to hide his mistake. This is why he let the defendant go. He's a liar, straight up. He's a badder G than me. So, I gotta go in and get another doc to patch me up again. So, this bullet is still... You know it. I can still feel it. Right there in my chest, pressing up against my heart. Your words are like a bullet shot straight into my heart. Or something to that effect. Incidentally, that's from one of our hit singles. That's so fucking stupid. Hi, baby. Well, that sounds like a straightforward case of malpractice. Word, G-man. Weren't no accident. That's for shizzle. Oh my god, I hate his vocabulary so much. He just, like, uses so much outdated stuff, like faux shizzle. Like, that's... and he doesn't even use the right word sometimes. Anyway, it seems that there were issues with this doctor. Man, putting him down was like doing the world a favor. Wocky, please consult your lawyer before saying things like that. Chin up, Apollo. Back straight. But why did this mistake only come to light that day? It was found during the family health checkup. The family checkup? That was the wackest thing of all. All us G's lining up, taking eye exams and all of that. Better to die young than fade away, bizoy. What does that even mean? I still don't know, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. A relief to hear. Eh? What's a relief? Oh, did your father not tell you? That bullet you carry so close to your heart, if not attended to immediately, it could kill you. What? Yes, Herr Dr. Maractus had knowledge concerning this ticking time bomb in you. Knowledge that could have saved your life. Holy fuck. Okay, that's actually fucked up. No way, that's whacked. Why doesn't he know this? There is proof. Your checkup report. Results from a checkup performed in June. Metallic object found in your heart. Let me look. How ironic that you would kill the one man capable of helping you. Patient's name, Wocky Kataki, age 19, male, report filed June 14th, metallic object found near heart, urgent exam needed. Is that it? Yeah. You're almost as careless as he was. Ah ha ha ha. Okay. Well, now that the place is hopping, let's get this gig started. Wow. He's clever. He's clever. Started? We've had enough of a warm-up act, yeah? Time to hear from the witness. Wocky sure is quiet all of a sudden. I'm a little uneasy myself. Is this Gavin's strategy? So, you will tell us your name and occupation. This man. My name is Wesley Stickler. By occupation, I take it you're... Oh my god, prophets... He's talking so freaking fast. However, we must acknowledge the meaning of identity, which is commonly attached to the notion of occupation, and once we have accepted this reality, we see that our confusion is not just dull per se, but derives the vagueness inherent in all representations. I tried to read that as best as I could. I don't know how well I did it. By which he means to say that he is a student. A junior at Ivy University, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, in the Department of Science and Engineering. Filled with curiosity for all things, I spend my days in pursuit of truth, honing my... Herr Stickler, please direct said curiosity to the case at hand today. Very well, Mr. Stickler. Please testify to the court about what you saw on the night of the crime. You ask quite simplistically what I... Oh my god, is he doing this again? Holy shit. Okay. A night in the park. That night, I passed through the park on my way home from shopping, when I saw them. One man pulling a stand, another man facing him. I saw them quite clearly. The man facing the victim was the defendant. In his hand he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. A shot. The bullet hit the man pulling the stand from the front, square in the forehead. Well, we already know that's wrong, like, right away. Was there anyone else in the park at that time? I can say with 100% accuracy that there was not. Okay, great. The pistol our witness refers to is this. The court accepts this into evidence. Weapon left at the crime scene, 2 rounds were fired, fingerprints were wiped. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Trucy, why are you staring like that at the witness? That man. I can't help but feel like I've seen him somewhere before. Ew. Is this guy the panty snatcher? If he is, that's really weird. Anyway. I'm just gonna go straight to the end where he talked about being shot right in the middle of the forehead.
Objection!
Whew, if that's all of it, I think I have a chance. Is that you relaxing, I see, Herr Justice? Huh? Oh, objection! Which is quite enough, Mr. Justice. Apollo, pace yourself. This trial's not over yet. Right, look at this. The autopsy report? Is there a problem with the autopsy report? Right. A problem. Yes! The problem is the location of the entry wound. Apollo is the one driving me crazy this time. Last time it was Phoenix. This time it's Apollo. The location? You testified that the killer shot the victim square in the forehead, did you not? Ah, I have already determined your angle of inquiry. Allow me to explain. It is quite simple, really. First, understand that when I say square, I speak not a geometrical absolute. What I do mean by this, for example, the deflection of a meter is, oh my god, the wavelength of the light emitted by a krypton particle, as we all know. In addition, it is a well-known fact that krypton particles are rare and invisible to the naked eye, which points to a basic fallacy in your line of reasoning, namely that what... Mr. Justice. Yes? Was your objection to these, krypton particle things? This is the big time, and you're obsessed with something so small? You disappoint me. No, I'm obsessed with something big. I mean, there's a bigger, less nitpicky problem here. Do tell. Are they fucking stupid? Like, is Apollo the only one with a brain here? Holy shit. Just look at the autopsy report. The location of the entry wound was the right temple. temple? Mr. Stickler, you said quite clearly that the victim was shot square in the forehead. That's a contradiction, isn't it? Why is he so unsure? Yes, Apollo, that is a contradiction. Those two statements directly contradict each other. I mean, I guess not directly, but like pretty close. The middle of the forehead's here, the sides of I just can't talk anymore. It is right? Finally.
Objection!
Like, did Apollo just stumble his entire way through law school too? Like, Herr Justice. Oh, Herr Justice. Yes? Your tactics are outdated, trying to shake the witness by objecting to trifles. Surely you haven't forgotten the fatal wound your master suffered 7 years ago. Phoenix Wright, was it? Look, I know the wound was in the wrong place according to this testimony. Oh my god, his face. Nurk. Hey, Herr Forehead. Forehead? Let us imagine you were walking through the park. You see two men facing each other, one with a pistol trained on the other. What would you do, Herr Forehead? Well, I guess I would try to stop them. I'd probably shout, "Stop!" And you, Fraulein? Me? Well, I'd probably scream, "Eek!" And you, Herr Stickler? What did you shout, I wonder? Ack! If the victim turned his head at the last moment. I can't go up on demand, sorry. I think I said that last time too. I can swallow, that's the best I can do. Yes, thank you for jogging my memory. It sounds like an addendum to the testimony is required. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Seize this at once, you two, I cried, with composure. The victim turned in the direction of my voice, and a shot rang out. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. I see. So you attempted to stop the crime. Indeed, with composure. Well, maybe the criminal wouldn't have fired if he hadn't shouted like that. That doesn't really matter now, unfortunately. Let us consider this new testimony, shall we? Observe the diagram, if you would. The witness, Mr. Stickler was it, stood here. He shouted, "Oh, stop, please," or something of this nature, and the victim responded by looking in the witness's direction. If the killer were to have fired at just that moment, as we can see, the bullet would have struck the right temple, as in the report. Okay, well, there has to be something wrong here. There's always a contradiction. Always. That does seem to be the case. Witness the power of a junior in Ivy University's Department of Science. Very well, Mr. Justice, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Seize this at once, you two, I cried with composure. Oh yeah, I already read this. That's a lot of words. Are you sure both men were able to hear your voice? They were, of course. My high, exquisite voice echoed through the park. And the victim responded to that clarion call? Quite. The victim turned in the direction of my voice and a shot rang out. Did you hear the gunshot at the same time as the victim turned? Indeed. I would say about the same time, to be precise. And the victim didn't ask you for help? It can be said that he didn't have time to ask. He didn't even have time to take a single step. I'm totally sure that the killer fired because Mr. Stickler startled him. Don't say that too loud, Trucy, please. Oh my god. Whereupon our cowardly killer, the defendant, appeared to have become frightened. Okay. In what way? Can you describe the killer's actions more clearly? He seemed quite surprised, especially considering that it was he who did the deed. As we can see, human psychology is a tangled web indeed. He simply couldn't believe what he had done. He shot, he panicked, a common tale, but true. Unfortunately, before I could take further action... Okay. You didn't try to apprehend the criminal? It all happened so fast, I'm afraid I hadn't the time. Doesn't something about that strike you as odd, Apollo? What? The killer was in a hurry, right? He fired the pistol and tossed it right away. According to the testimony, that's what happened, yes. In that case, I'd expect to find something that we didn't find. Find something? Find what? The pistol? Apollo? I like that contradiction. Kinda sad to see it go. Not as sad as I feel. What do we do now? Hey, baby. At least the testimony is getting a little clearer. She's right. Maybe I can find something to use in this new testimony. Anyway, just a moment, everyone. I will BRB. Okay, hello everybody. I am back, I am lunched, and I am in it for the long haul. So let's do this there. As soon as the killer raised his pistol, I took action. Maybe I'll press this. So you saw a raised pistol. Weren't you frightened? It can be said we students of Ivy University know no fear. The moment I saw that pistol, my inner sense of justice compelled me to take action. That was certainly brave of you. You might have gotten shot. Eh? You certainly were lucky. If I were in the killer's shoes, I certainly would have left a witness behind. Oh my god. He actually looks like he had no idea, like, he was in danger. Regardless, I attempted to halt the bloodshed. Oh my god. Oh yeah, I was supposed to... I mean, like, how am I supposed to... Like, what am I supposed to present to point that out? Do I just press it again? The killer's in a hurry, toss it right away. Okay, well, what am I supposed to... I'm pretty sure it's that we didn't find the pistol, so... Like, is there a better... Is there, like... a diagram of the scene or something? Yeah, I guess I'll just present the gun. I don't really know what else. Yeah. Wait a second. My heart always, like, I get that little relieved feeling every single time the music stops. Tisk tisk. I guess I could actually tisk. It doesn't really pick up very well. I'm also pretty bad at tisking, evidently. Tisk tisk. Another misleading request. Yet you're so beholden to your own mode of discourse, you can't see how it affects you. Come again? Wait a second, you say? A second? Are we intended to wait just that? A single second, 1/60th of a minute? That's hardly enough time to draw a breath, let alone make a statement in court. Now, had you asked for a longer period of time, say 3 minutes 35 seconds, say. Oh my goodness, that is ridiculous. Hello. This is quite the case. And thank you for messaging, because I am realizing now that my Streamlabs chat is not working. Wait, did you message that on YouTube? That's cool if you did. Wow. Okay, so I can see YouTube chats whenever they pop up on the OBS like screen here, but I can't see them pop up in any chat. So now I know that for next time. I'll try to fix it. But yeah, this case is looking super good. Thank you for tuning in on YouTube. But in that case, if Streamlabs chat isn't working for YouTube chat anyway, then I'm just gonna replace it with this one. Okay. And there we go. Now my stream chat should pop up better. Hopefully. Perfect. Okay. Back into it. Mr. Justice. Yes, Your Honor. Am I to understand you were objecting to the length of a second? Is he? Why does the judge do this to me? Okay. Yes, I mean, no. Here, just look at the pistol. It doesn't have a single fingerprint on it. Ah. Oh, that's not where my brain was. They're on a different line of thought. There are no fingerprints on the pistol, but if he just threw them away, if he threw the pistol away, he wouldn't have time to wipe off the fingerprints. Okay, so I'm glad that I accidentally got there. Okay. A common ploy made all the more common, I fear, by the prevalence of television. Criminals these days are loath to leave fingerprints. Wait, but you said the killer tossed the gun and ran. That's right. He didn't have time to wipe the gun for prints. The little girl sticking it to the university student. There's a song in there. That's funny. I'm not little. Ah ha ha ha. Then let's think like adults, shall we, Fraulein? Eh? What if the killer, the defendant, was wearing gloves? Nope. Nope. Wasn't wearing gloves. Sorry. Nope. He wasn't wearing gloves. I can literally give you evidence right now to show you that he wasn't wearing gloves. Anyway, gotta admit, I didn't think of that, Apollo. Well, Mr. Justice, could the killer have been wearing gloves? No. The record of the murder weapon is very clear about one thing. The fingerprints were wiped, which means some trace of the prints remained, which contradicts your testimony. If everything happened as you say it did, he wouldn't have had time to wipe the pistol. That may be, but it does not change what I saw. The killer, the defendant, he threw down the murderous weapon from his hand and fled. And this pistol was found at the scene of the crime, strongly suggesting that this was the weapon he disposed of. That sounds solid to me. Well, Herr Forehead, any of your precious objections? What gives, Apollo? Let's see that voice training go to work. You know, I've only recently realized something. No matter how much you train your voice, it doesn't matter if you have nothing to say. Wow. What do you mean, nothing to say? Isn't it obvious from what the witness just said? Huh? Isn't what obvious? When he restated what he saw just now, he said he saw Wocky drop a murderous weapon. But that's not the same as being 100% sure of what Wocky threw away. You're right. He's just confused because the pistol was found at the scene. Poor Mr. Stickler. It must be hard to be so perfect and yet so wrong. Perfect? Well, it could be said that I'm quite offended. Well, it is indeed true that once in my youth I wrote a love— what? That was seized by a teacher and posted on the blackboard for all to see. For this, the appellation poor might well be free. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. He talks so fast. What we can say for certain is that the witness saw the killer throw something. Does the defense have anything to say about this? Well, if what he threw wasn't a pistol, then it had to be something else. At least one person on the defense team seems to be thinking. Grr, I'll wipe that smile off your pretty face, Gavin. Perhaps you could inform the court as to the nature of this something else? What did the killer throw away before fleeing the scene? Is that a sword? A sword? It's like this short or something, isn't it? I saw one of those on the late night movie last night. Great. A sleep-deprived judge. Isn't it like 10 a.m.? Why does he have to be sleep-deprived just because he was watching a movie late last night? Anyway. Maybe I could move my chat box over here. I don't know if that'll always work, but at least that'll be easier for me to read. And the alert box can go over here. Okay. This knife was found at the scene of the crime with the defendant's prints on it. his prints. This single piece of evidence proves two important things. One, that what the defendant threw down wasn't a pistol. Two, that the defendant wasn't wearing gloves. I mean, I guess there's always a possibility that he, like, wasn't wearing gloves and then... But that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Like, that would be really fast and unreasonable, so probably not. Indeed. Oh, Herr Forehead, you're forgetting two other things you've just proven. Huh? One, that the man the witness saw was the defendant, Mr. Wocky. Two, that the defendant was holding a knife with the intent of harming the victim. Oh. Indeed. Grr. Never underestimate a Gavin is the lesson here. Okay, look, Apollo. We are here to get to the full truth. If that's part of the truth, then so be it. This court is of the opinion that our witness is fond of making assumptions. In that light, I believe it would behoove us to hear about what really occurred. With less assuming, please. Ew. I don't like this guy. It is always the same with you people. Mark left the house on foot, and 5 minutes later his brother left after him. How long would it take for Mark's brother to catch up to him? Assuming that Mark never had to stop for a traffic light. Assuming. Yes, that's what I said. Assuming. As if that were a probable situation at all. Yet here you are, assuming that my assumption is no better. He's such a baby. Oh my god. What this court assumes is that the witness will testify as to what happened after the shot was fired. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Until the police arrived at the scene 10 minutes later, I saw no one else. Okay. Why didn't you chase the killer? He was, as you say, a killer. Of course, I could have run him down, yet what would he have done when cornered? Sadly, it takes more than an aptitude for solving quadratic equations to know that. Did the testimony earlier not prove the defendant's presence at the scene? And do we not also now know that there was no one else there? It seems clear that we have our killer. Does it not? Does it not, Mr. Justice? I'd better find a way to take this testimony down quick. Alright. From shot to call. I could not prevent the killer from leaving the scene, nor could I simply leave the scene in good conscience. Ergo, I used my cell phone to call the police. Let's see more about that. Wasn't your first thought to call an ambulance? It can be said that I have dabbled in medicine. The injury I witnessed, namely a single shot to the head, tends to result in death. Ergo, there was no need for me to call an ambulance. Can you stop saying ergo? Holy cow. Oh, a perfect syllogism. Is that how you pronounce that? I don't know. A proof in 3 parts. Exquisite. Simply exquisite. He actually looks like he's gonna cry. Is there anything to contradict that? That he saw no one else for 10 minutes? Oh wait, that's not true! Because didn't Wright get hit by a fucking car? Like... Can you tell us in detail about these 10 minutes? I stood in a state of heightened awareness. Anything could happen at any moment. Anyone could appear from any direction. So then how did you miss Wright getting hit by a fucking car? Is that all? No one came, nothing happened at all. I saw it all, which is to say, I saw nothing. It was late at night. It's not odd to think there would be a few people around the park. So we just stood there, watching. Not much to go on there. Tracy, if you got something to say, by all means, say it. This witness is way too self-assured. There's gotta be a weakness somewhere in this testimony. There is. I just said. So, this happened after 10 p.m. Between 10:15 and 10:45. And, well, how do I know when Phoenix got hit, though? Maybe I should... Oh wait, I can't swap to profiles. So, I can't present Phoenix. So maybe I just have to present the mirror. Because I'm not sure what else to present to show that Phoenix would have been there. And so would, what's-her-face. But I don't have anything to connect to her except for her underwear. Thank you. Yeah, I'll present this and see if that yields results. Objection! It didn't! Oh my god! No! How could you see no one else, man? There's also this. Maybe he should have seen the person who stashed those. Objection! Okay. Nope, that's wrong too. Great. Okay, so not that. Let me press the first couple things just in case it yields any extra information. Which way did the killer run? By that time, it was clear the killer had noticed me. Naturally, he ran in the opposite direction. That would mean he ran in the opposite direction from the Kataki mansion. I'm not even gonna try. Attention. Don't even think about pointing out that he was going away from his home. All he had to do was loop back once he was out of sight. Ugh, how did he know that's where I was going? You were certainly composed for someone who had just witnessed a killing. If one is to devote one's life to the pursuit of science, one must never flinch at the sight of a little blood, nor be so moved by a chemical discovery that one drops one's flask upon the lab room floor. Ooh, cool answer. Very cool. So nothing strange about how he acted. Trucy looks like she has something to say. Ugh, I can't find a single problem with that testimony. Oh, I had to do that. Okay. I feel better now. I was like, am I dumb for not being able to figure this out? I had enough at last, hair forehead. Maybe it's time to back off a bit? No! We're not back offing. The defense still has some questions that demand answers, Your Honor. Your opinion, Prosecutor Gavin? Oh, let him play attorney until he's satisfied, I say. I will amuse myself by composing my next smash hit in my head. Very well. You may continue with the cross-examination. Okay, wait. I'm so confused. What other option is there other than backing off? So... maybe I can present the map, actually. Objection! Man, how do I express this? I presented the mirror. I presented the bloomers. I presented the map. Will he just do the whole questioning thing? Some of us have glamorous careers we'd like to get back to this month, Hair Forehead. They don't have enough to put Wocky away yet. Should I back off now? Sure, I guess. There's nothing fishy about that testimony at all. It appears there are no objections to the witness's current testimony. There are any number of ways to explain the lack of prints on the pistol, I assure you. Perhaps the killer really was wearing gloves, which wiped the previous user's prints off. Then, after the deed was done, this fell out of his pocket as he was throwing the gun away. A mistake befitting of a small-time punk, in my opinion. No. No! Is this gonna be what makes... It seems we've come to the end of the line here. Wait! Wait! Did I just lose because I didn't find... Oh my goodness. How unfortunate. It seems that you weren't cut out to stand on the same stage as me. Were you, Hair Forehead? I believe this brings the cross-examination to a close. This court will now declare a verdict for the defendant, Wocky Kataki. Okay, thank God. Trucy? Nobody move. What's the meaning of this? Who are you? There will be no verdict in this court. Not yet. Wait, are you one of the Katakis? The Katakis? You mean the notorious gangsters? If you don't want to see me give the pretty little girl a new smile, do as I say. Adjourn the court for 20 minutes. What? This court will not bow to pressure from the likes of... Herr Judge? I see little point in further aggravating this gentleman. Irk. Recess. 20 minutes, or I promise you'll regret it. Oh my god. She's such a sly little kid. Oh, wait. How did he disappear so fast? Come to the defendant lobby, Apollo. I suppose I have no choice but to adjourn for a 20-minute recess. Bailiff, catch that mysterious man. Good luck with that. Feel like you're gonna have a little trouble there. Nice. Now we're in the defendant lobby. June 16th, 11:17 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 2. Trucy? Trucy! You move quick, Apollo. Good show, good show. Trucy, you're okay. I thought... Oh my god, he's gonna start crying. Ugh. Don't cry, Apollo! Grr, those good-for-nothing gangsters. There's some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Wait! Just calm down, Apollo. Or else... Oh! What the heck is that? Surprised? This is one of my best tricks. The amazing Mr. Hat. You look marvelous, darling. He's a big hit on stage at the Wonder Bar. Yes, I am a big hit. Ha ha ha. Well, what do you think? Do you like it? You mean you... Trucy, there are some things you just don't do. I'm pressing charges. Apollo, now is not the time to be threatening me. It's you who's being threatened here. Huh? Remember what you said to Wocky's father yesterday? You promised you'd save his son. But that testimony was rock solid. What are you suggesting I do? Look, once the judge declares a verdict, it's all over. If I can use my talent to stop that from happening, I will. Trucy, no more staged abductions, please. I'm not talking about magic, Apollo. I know when the witness isn't confident. I can perceive what he's feeling. It might not mean anything, but it's all we've got. You can see what he's feeling? So can you, Apollo. Think back, Apollo. Think back to the times when there was a contradiction in his testimony. All the times. All the times there's a contradiction? I'm gonna say I don't remember because I didn't. Actually, I don't remember them exactly. Good thing I do. There were 2 times when he made statements he wasn't confident in, and each time there was a contradiction. In his hand, he held, yes, a pistol. It was pointed at the man pulling the stand. Tossing the pistol aside, he fled from the scene. He said the man tossed aside a pistol, but it turned out he wasn't sure, and sure enough, there was a contradiction. Well, it's true, but how does that help us? Didn't you notice anything? Whenever he made a statement he wasn't confident in, he displayed a certain habit. Okay, so I think what I need to do to kind of like get a good idea of what this habit might be is every single time I find a contradicting statement, I'll go look at their body behavior and see what they're doing differently. Did you see it? The very moment he said the word pistol, his fingers got all tense and he fiddled with the corner of a page in his book. How am I supposed to see that? Well, I could see it. How else do you think Daddy went 7 years without losing a game of poker? Or is she serious? Is she serious? What? I always sat next to Daddy during big matches. I could see what his opponents were feeling. You mean, that's how Mr. Wright won all those games? It's not cheating, officially. I wasn't looking at their hands or anything. And I wasn't there all the time, either. Daddy's quite good at poker, after all, but not good enough to go undefeated that long. Great, so he cheated. But what does that do for us? I don't believe this. You have to listen to his testimony one more time. No, scratch that. You have to watch his testimony. Perceive the truth. Watch a testimony. Perceive the truth. The only thing I'm perceiving is that I'm gonna lose. Not true. Daddy said so. He said you have the power, Apollo. Mr. Wright said that? Watch the testimony. Perceive his true feelings. Is she serious? Time's up. Sorry, I can't think of any other way out of this one, Apollo. What was that she said before the trial started? Huh, Mr. Wright's not here today? He said his old foot injury was acting up. Yes, he smiled when he said we'd be fine as long as you're there, Trucy. Is this what he meant by us being fine? Well, methods aside, she did avoid one guilty verdict already today. Time to show this court what I'm made of. Get ready for justice. Oh my god, he's so dorky. Let's do it. Apollo. You know, I'm starting to think I can do this. I knew you could do it all along. Oh, one more thing. Try to cover for Mr. Hat as best you can. I just flew in from the coast, and boy, are my arms tired. Right. June 16th, 11:40 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Court is now back in session. Right. We're fine. Ahem. I'd like to say to the young lady standing next to you, Mr. Justice. Oh, you mean me? Don't you have anything to report? Anything concerning the mysterious phantom in the silk top hat? Ah, right, him. Don't worry about him. I settled that. You settled that? Yes, it was an out-of-court settlement. Right. Perhaps Fraulein would have us believe it was nothing more than a passing dream. A fantastic illusion. Now you see it, now you don't. Am I right? I think he's on to me. I wish he would stop being so cool. Let us dispense with these niceties and get straight to the matter. What are your plans for our gifted witness? Right. The defense would like to request another cross-examination. Because I forgot to ask something. Oh my god. There was no issue with the witness's previous testimony. I will grant your request, however, but this court will not permit stalling for time. Understood, Your Honor. Don't forget, Apollo. When he isn't sure about something, he has a habit of fiddling with his book. Okay. There. Oh. No, you are. I just didn't realize that would go all the way to the end. It is that easy. You have the bracelet, Apollo. What's this? My bracelet? What's going on? My bracelet feels different somehow. I think Daddy was right. You can see it, can't you, Apollo? You're almost there. Find the weak spot in his testimony. I know this sounds crazy, but my bracelet is trying to tell me something. Okay. Let's do it. There it is. But, like, what do I do? Like, what do I... Wait, Apollo, this has to be it. Wait, you mean his habit? Don't forget, Apollo. I'm not gonna read that again. The only time he even had the book open was here. Which means this is the place to look for this habit. I don't know how I know, but I know. Know what? It's my bracelet. It's different somehow. I can feel it reacting to something about the witness. Your bracelet? I'm gonna move my alert box a little. You know what? I will keep my alert box over here. I think that's a good spot for it. I'm not sure I got this focus stuff you're talking about, Trucy. But I have a feeling that trusting my bracelet is the way to go. Okay, I just need to touch my bracelet with R as it reacts to the testimony. What's going on? I see the witness's face, his expression so clearly. It's filling my mind. I can see nothing else, hear nothing else. Apollo? Trucy, what's happening to me? This is what I meant by focusing. Focusing. In this state, you can see everything, Apollo. Everything the witness does. That's great, but this is kind of freaking me out. Just look for Mr. Stickler's twitch. His habit. You remember it, right? Sure. When he says something he's not sure of, he fiddles with the page of his book. You got it. Right now you're looking at the witness's face. And your eyes are sort of bugging out. I'll bet they are. First, move your focus of attention down to Mr. Stickler's hands. His hands? You know what to look for now, but you have to be looking at the right place. She's right. I can only see his face like this. Time to try changing my viewpoint. There we go. Perfect. Now you're really ready. Ready for what? Ready to perceive the truth behind the twitch. Perceive. Try listening to the witness talk as you focus. Then watch for his habit. Right. You mean when he fiddles with the page. That's right. That's your signal to look closer, to perceive with R. Find his weak spot and I guarantee we'll be able to give him the royal flush. Spoken like a true pokerhead's daughter. I'm a magician, thank you very much. So I have to pay attention to his words and his fingers. Don't worry, if you miss it, you can always try again. Right. Look out, nervous twitch. Here comes justice. So this is it? Right? Yeah, it is the cell phone part. I I saw it just now. I could see it. Mr. Justice, do you have something to say? Uh, all this banging of desks, it's quite bad for my circulation, you know. Mr. Stickler, allow me to ask you a simple question. Why did you fiddle with the page of your book just now? The very moment you mentioned your cell phone. What are you talking about? I'm curious now about the cell phone of yours. Mind if I ask a few questions? What to ask, what to ask? Ask to see his phone. Mr. Stickler, please show me your cell phone. Why? Whatever for? Show me and you'll find out. well, I can't. I don't have it, you see. You don't have it? Mr. Stickler? Is this your cell phone? Yeah. Where did you get that? That's the phone from yesterday. Look, a cell phone. Someone dropped it beneath this tire. If the car moved, it'd be crushed for sure. I wonder if it belongs to the doctor here? How strange, Mr. Stickler. Can you explain why your cell phone is sitting here in my hand at this very moment? Wait a minute, what is the meaning of this? This cell phone was found yesterday in the Maractus Clinic garage. The Maractus... Why, that's where the victim lived. That's impossible. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court, didn't you? If your cell phone is here, how could you have called the police? Couldn't he have lost it between then and now? It's true. I didn't have my cell phone that night. That is why it can be said that I called the police from a public payphone. A payphone, so you didn't call on your cell phone after all. Just where was this payphone located, Mr. Stickler? Well, to indicate it with a startlingly high degree of accuracy, it was around here. That's quite a ways away from the park. But why did you lie? There could only be one reason. He didn't want the court to know he had lost his cell phone. Because if it was found, because it was found in the victim's garage. What are you saying? Mr. Stickler, you broke into the Maractus Clinic garage on the night of the murder. This cell phone tells all. But that's ridiculous. That makes it sound like I snuck into this fellow's garage to commit some crime. Oh, you sure did. As though I were trying to kill him. Well, Dr. Maractus was killed that night. Well, yes, but no. This line of reasoning has to be against the rules. Yes, it's true, I lost my cell phone, but you can't prove that I lost it that night. Well, Mr. Justice, if that cell phone was dropped the night of the murder, it does raise considerable suspicions as to a connection with the crime. Now's your chance, Apollo. Connect Mr. Stickler to the crime. Oh, he's already connected enough. I just have to prove it. Well, do I have a piece of evidence that can do the job? Can I prove the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder? Yes, you can. Of course I have evidence. Ooh, I like your swagger, Herr Forehead. Hit it. The court will see this evidence, Mr. Justice. Hit it, as they say. The evidence that proves the cell phone was dropped on the night of the murder is... Right? The mirror, right? That's the best thing I have? Yeah. That's a side view mirror? As it so happens, Dr. Maractus' car was in an accident that took place the night of the murder. An accident? An accident. It happened a little after 9 p.m. just outside People Park, our murder scene. Dr. Maractus' car hit a pedestrian. What are you trying to say? From the absence of a mirror, it's clear that the car was parked after the accident, which means it was parked there after 9 p.m. on the night of the murder. If your cell phone had been dropped before the car was parked in that garage, then it would have been crushed. After all, it was lying on the ground right under the wheel. Ergo, Mr. Stickler, the only time you could have dropped this in that garage was after 9 p.m. the night of the murder in the park. Okay, but he still could have dropped it. Wait, when did the murder happen again? I still don't see why he couldn't have, like, called the police and then, like, I'm not trying to be devil's advocate or anything, but I still don't see why he couldn't have called the police on his cell phone and then dropped his phone in the garage after the crime. And then that's when we found it the next day. But whatever. We'll see. Maybe Apollo goes with it somewhere. You did break into the victim's garage that night. This is the most unexpected. Mr. Justice, are you naming the witness as a suspect in the murder of Pal Maractus? No, stop. This is too much. This can't be happening. Prosecutor, say something. I suppose it is worth saying this. No connection has been found between Wesley Stickler and Pal Maractus. That is, other than this. I believe our next testimony will be most revelatory. I don't know. Maybe that's how you pronounce that. Is the witness prepared? Yes, Your Honor. I know that face. That's the face of guilt. He's so funny. Stickler's truth. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back, and when I was walking through the park, I happened to witness the crime. I saw the killer, the victim, the stand, all as clear as day. It was him. I saw the defendant at the scene. Okay. Yes, but your cell phone was lying in a garage. Yes. Well, as you can see, my model of cell phone is a defect. It is given to rolling. It is quite a pain when I drop it along the side of the road, you know. Alongside the road. Looks like a normal cell phone to me. In any case, Mr. Justice, the cross-examination, please. That's funny. My bracelet didn't react at all during that testimony. His nervous habit must not be acting up. I didn't sense anything either, actually. Looks like you're on your own this time around. Right. No problem. I hope. Here comes justice. He's funny. Okay. Let's see what there is here. That night, yes, I went to the supermarket. I must have dropped my cell phone on my way back. I mean, like, you dropped it underneath a car, man. So you went shopping, which means you were holding a grocery bag when you witnessed the murder taking place? Eh? Well, yes, of course. Incidentally, the prosecution has received no report of this domestic detail. Mr. Stickler, can you explain yourself? No, I mean, yes, I did go shopping, really. I walked around the supermarket, trying out the free samples. It's a deeply spiritual time for me. Are you just broke? I'm sure the store clerks would disagree. Do you think sampling free food counts as a religion? In any case, that night, I sampled to my heart's content and was on my way back home. Yes. That's when you passed in front of the Maractus clinic? Why, yes, that's correct. That was a pretty suspicious pause there. Mr. Stickler, do you think you could be a bit more specific? Please show us the exact route you took on the night of the murder. Of course. Okay. The supermarket is here, along the main road. My way home from there takes me past the Maractus clinic. This is probably when I dropped my cell phone. Yet, woe was I walked on unaware of my loss. And walked right into that fateful park. Well, that doesn't make sense, because that should have been where the carriage came from. Alright? He said he saw the stand. This part of the testimony is the key. I know it. Should I press him about the killer, the victim, or the noodle stand? the noodle stand. Do you happen to remember the noodle stand? Quite well, yes. For a student of the sciences, keen observation and healthy curiosity are vital. I remember everything. I could even read the sign. I believe it said, noodle. Yes, that was it. For remembering something quite well, it sure took you a while to tell us, and thank you for telling us that a noodle stand sells noodles. Very enlightening. Well, Mr. Justice, what about that sign? Could that be important? Yes, it could be important because we've already established which way the guy was facing in the diagram, and if he was seeing Noodle on the stand and not Eldoon, then that changes the angle that he saw the crime scene from. Very important. So, the sign on the noodle stand said noodle. It appears the defense has just obtained a vital piece of testimony. Is this noodle stand's broth really that delicious? Please don't. Please don't. You won't like it. I'll have to go sample the wares one of these days. I think that's worth adding to the testimony as well. Whatever sort of noodles that stand sells, it can't match up to IVU's cafeteria. Some apply to the school merely for a taste of our smart noodles. I wouldn't mind a taste of that myself. Yeah, you need it sometimes, Polo. Okay, but if you were doing that... Objection! And you're absolutely sure the sign read noodle? Why, just last week, my professor offered me this praise. At least you have good eyesight, Stickler. I'll give you that. What kind of compliment is that? It read, without a doubt, noodle. I see. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Is that pity I see in your eyes? Let's take a look at our map, shall we? So you're claiming that when you saw the sign, you were standing here, was it? Although it would have been a bit hard to read the sign from this spot. You think so? Thank you. I'm having a blast. This game is so fun. Remember, if anybody is watching and liking, remember to drop a like or a subscribe on YouTube or a follow on Twitch. Mr. Stickler, I'd like you to please take another look at the stand and to carefully read what the sign says. See? The sign actually states the name of the stand's owner. Oh, dude. Sorry. Inconceivable. I'm certain it was definitely Noodle, for sure. Positive. I'm afraid your professor is wrong about that eyesight. I wouldn't be so quick to jump to that conclusion. The sign he saw changes everything. The witness says the sign said Noodle, and he saw it right. What would you say if I told you that there is one spot from which the sign would be read the way Mr. Stickler claims? What? Mr. Justice, show us the spot. Witness actually viewed the stand from this location. The witness was standing here on the opposite side. How do you know that? When viewed from the south, the sign on the stand reads Eldoons, as we know. However, observe the other side of the stand. Oh, this side says Noodle. Exactly. The name of the stand is split between the front and back signs. Mr. Stickler, you lied to the court. You witnessed the crime from the northern side of the park, not the south. You got me. So what? So what? What does it matter if he saw the killing from the north or the south side? It makes no difference at all. He's right. Travel far enough to the south and you will end up going north. No, actually that makes a huge difference, because if he shouted and looked at Stickler that way, then the bullet should be in his left temple, not his right temple. Viewed on a global scale, directions are utterly without meaning. Actually, maybe he's right. What does it change? Stop, Apollo. It changes everything. Yeah, it changes everything, Apollo. Trucy? Remember his testimony from before? Though, to be honest, I'm a little scared of where this is leading. The killer and the victim are facing each other here. Then, at the moment the killer raises his weapon, Mr. Stickler shouts. At which point, the victim turns his head to look, and the killer fires his pistol. That's why the bullet hit him in the right temple. No contradictions, right? Right. But if Mr. Stickler was standing on the north side of the park, that reverses the whole scenario. Do we have to do this? Completely. If Mr. Stickler shouts from where he is now, and the victim looks in his direction... Oh, it came from inside the cart. It came from inside the cart. The bullet would have to hit his left temple. In other words, someone standing at point K couldn't shoot the victim in his right temple. It's impossible. That's right. So now that we know that Mr. Stickler was standing on the northern side, the wound location takes on an entirely different meaning. Indeed, you are absolutely correct, Fraulein. What meaning? The entry wound was on the right side of the victim's head, correct? Well, the right side of the victim's head is north. North. Ugh. But that's where the witness, Wesley Stickler, was standing. Correct. So if he was standing to the north, then the only person here who could have shot the victim in the right temple was Mr. Stickler himself. Okay, well, that's wrong, but it's fine. Order, order, order. I hate it when, like, I'm 12 steps ahead, and I just have to, like, go through the motions till we get there. Wow, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. She flipped this whole case on its head while I was still figuring it out. Yeah, I mean, he was pulling the cart, and there's a cloth here, so I literally feel like it's feasible that he could just from the inside of the cart, and that's it. Whoever it was.
Objection!
Clarify 1 point for me, if you would, Herr Forehead. What now? Are you truly accusing this college student of murder? Well, I can't say he exactly looks innocent, but something still doesn't feel right. I just can't picture him as the real killer. No, please, looks aside, I'm really a nice guy. All my friends say so. Do you have friends? Because I was, like, maybe under the impression that I didn't. Let's hear what the defense has to say. What are you gonna do now, Justice? Should I really accuse Mr. Stickler? No. Accuse of another crime. I don't think Wesley Stickler is a killer, but he's not innocent either. His unusual silence tells me that much. Mr. Stickler, you seem unusually quiet. Tell us why, now. The word confession isn't in my dictionary. Okay, then. Herr Forehead. I'm afraid it falls to you to elucidate Herr Stickler's silence. Mr. Justice, you did say you were accusing the witness just now, for a crime other than murder. Your reason? The court's all ears. Gah, I know he's guilty of something, but what crime other than murder is there? Do I have evidence that shows his involvement in some other crime? Your evidence? The court's all eyes, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that points to the witness's involvement in a crime. The evidence is this. What? Is that woman's underwear? Hey, those are mine. She's just smiling as she says it. D- don't look at me like that. Order, order, order. Mr. Stickler. While I can't say this comes as a shock, it's not what it seems. What the fuck did he say? Pytha Gorilla? On the night of the murder, just past 9 p.m., a young girl catches a panty snatcher red-handed. Bravely, she gives chase, but the snatcher flees, and hides himself in no other place than the Maractus Clinic garage. Aha! Incidentally, these panties were found in the exhaust pipe of the car there. Presumably, he was trying to hide the evidence of his crime. Ergo, now he's saying ergo, while you may not be a murderer, you are guilty of panty snatching in the 1st degree. Please, hear me out. It's not what it looks like. How is that possible? How could that... How... Order, order, order. Mr. Stickler, you should be ashamed. It's not what it seems. Oh my god. So, are we to understand that you were silent not because you were guilty of murder, but because you lacked the courage to admit your theft of this girl's undergarments? Perhaps you were not aware that my school's name was originally written for. I stands for intelligent. 4 stands for valiant. No, I'm pretty sure it's just the 4th. See? Your point? I'm not done. Now, I'm a major in the science department. Or maybe it is just Ivy. I don't know. I know nothing about Ivy schools. And what does science teach if not curiosity? Yes, we of the IVU science department are valiantly curious. No challenge is too daunting, and what greater challenge to science than a mystery? Come on, you're talking about a girl's panties here. No, you do not understand. A mystery is the unknown, and the unknown is unacceptable. And, my friends, when it comes to mysteries, those panties are the promised land. Oh my god, he's so fucked up. Okay, now I understand. I understand now, though. I get it. From the moment I first laid eyes on them, I was compelled to investigate. For science, a full-size car tire was only the first mystery those panties revealed. A tire? Yes, I saw her do it. She pulled a tire out of those panties. But that's not all. First there was the tire, then a stew pot, and a frozen chicken. One mystery after another. It was magic. Oh, I remember now. He's one of the regulars in the audience at the Wonder Bar. Huh? He's talking about my magic panties trick. I just don't understand. A broom from a pair of panties? It mocks the very laws of physics. A broom and a frozen chicken, Trucy? Whatever happened to doves and bunny rabbits? Mr. Stickler, you stole this girl's panties to understand a magic trick? You say panties, but they are so much more than that. For me, they are an object for serious study. Oh my god. I wonder. There has been a recent rash of panty snatchings in the area. Were they all you? I'm sorry, but I did it for science. Each time I spied a pair of panties flapping in the breeze, I thought maybe this would be the pair that would elucidate the mystery, even that okay, now he's just going on. He's just rambling. Still, that leaves one thing unexplained. Ah, you refer to our witness's other lie, yes? The witness claimed he saw the crime from the south, but was in fact in the north. Indeed. Would anyone care to explain why you lied about that? Be my guest, Hair Forehead. Me? Did I not hear you correctly? Did you not say you do not accuse the witness of murder? Why, then, did the witness lie about his location at the time of the shooting? Or have you no idea? Polo, there's something about the way the diagram is arranged now. When you think about it, right near where Mr. Stickler there was standing, where Mr. Stickler was standing, isn't there a... Well, Mr. Justice, what say you? Do you have any evidence to show why the witness lied about his location? Like, is it literally just to cover up his other panty snatching? The evidence that shows why he lied is this. What? More panties? How many panties are you carrying in your pocket, Hair Forehead? These are the last, honest. These were found in a trash can at the park. Looking at the diagram, we could see that the trash can was right next to where the witness stood. Mr. Stickler, you didn't... Alas, I'm a failure as a scientist. I can't unravel the mysteries of the universe. I can't even unravel a pair of panties. So, these panties are your handiwork as well? That night, I had been chased, hounded into the Maractus Clinic garage. Weeping in frustration, I was forced to abandon my prize. Don't you see how I felt? Believe me, I'd rather not. I hid in the garage for a short while. Then, abandoning the panties, I made for home. To avoid the office where the girl works, I went towards the south entrance. When I saw them hanging there on a clothesline by a giant mansion, a giant pair of panties. Apparently, he didn't know those bloomers belonged to the mob. I had them safe in my pocket, ready to take home, when I stumbled upon a murder. The murder of Dr. Maractus. I reported what I had seen, but as I waited for the police to arrive, I got scared. What if they searched me? That's when you disposed of the bloomers? Yes. It was a severe blow to the progress of science, but one that had to be borne. A fascinating, if disturbing, tale. Very disturbing indeed. I believe this brings today's proceedings to a close. And I'm more than pleased to dismiss this witness for the remainder of the trial. One last thing, if I might. Yes, Prosecutor Gavin? Regardless of where we ended today, some vital points were made. Namely, that the defendant, Wocky was at the scene of the crime. And he was pointing a weapon at the victim. One more thing. Wocky has a clear motive. Indeed, the defendant, Wocky is still the prime suspect in this case. The only suspect, in fact. Assuming there is no one else at the scene at the time. Yet, a mystery remains. The location of the wound in the victim's right temple has yet to be explained. The court requests further investigation from both the defense and prosecution. Yeah, baby. No problem. Very well. This brings the trial for the day to a close. Court is adjourned. Perfect. And I think now we're on the... I keep looking over to my chat to talk to you guys. I think I said that already, but maybe if I say it aloud enough times, then I'll get it in my head properly. But, yeah. So I think we should be on the investigation day, which is good. Let's see. Yeah, day 2 investigation. So, yeah, we'll pause there for a sec, and I'll take a quick bio break, fill my water, all that fun stuff, and be back in a sec. Be right back, peeps. Okay. Hello, peeps. I have returned. Let's get into day 2 investigation 2. Investigation day 2, investigation day 2. Why does it just say it twice? Hi, peep. I love when you guys call me peeps back. I say that every time, but it's so cute. What a train wreck that was. I'm glad we made it out of that trial alive. Really? I had fun. And Wocky made it through that day too. Everyone was too obsessed with panties to bother with the real case. But it was good publicity. Imagine the crowd at my show tonight. That's a good point, actually. You should come, Polly. Yeah. I don't think he said it as enthusiastically as I just said it. The amazing Mr. Hat will be making an appearance. Hi, folks. I'll be here all week. That's about enough of him. Hello? Ah, Miss Tiala. Thank you for today. The trial went well. Oh, right. No problem. Do you think Wocky will be okay? Well, he's not guilty yet. Please, you have to help him. We're supposed to get married next month. Oh, congratulations. Yeah, way to put the pressure on a guy. Please, let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Are you sure about marrying into the Kataki family? I'm fine with it, and I love Wocky with all my heart. Aw, that's so sweet. So it doesn't bother you that you'll be married to the mob? I don't think so. My parents are against it, of course. Say, where did you and Wocky first meet anyway? Good question. Miss Tiala doesn't look like the type to have gangster connections. Oh. Oh. We met at my old job, actually. Ah, office romance. She's not very forthcoming with information about herself, is she? I have a feeling I know what job she met him at. Did you know that the boss is trying to get out of the business? Really? Mr. Kataki wants to quit being a gangster? He's trying to transfer his assets into a normal company. He only announced it recently, out of the blue. I hear there's quite a lot of confusion in the ranks. I wonder if this explains that apron? I think it does, Apollo. I can't imagine Wocky going along with that. He's highly motivated, isn't he? That's not the word I would have used. He said, I'll be the next big boss and keep the family alive. I think he's at that age when boys want to make a mark on the world. That's not the way I would have put it. His father moves in a lot of circles. He's really focused on profits. The Kataki family's been making a killing recently. Again, not the way I would have put it. But Wocky says it's not about the money. They have the gangster tradition to uphold. Ooh, a generation gap. They've even got the ever-classic what about the family business thing going. Usually it's the father worried about tradition. Okay, Wocky's operation. Can I ask you a question about Wocky? I understand he was operated on by the victim, Dr. Maractus. Apparently, yes. I was in his clinic about half a year ago. He messed up my op something bad. And then he just lets me go without a word. See you later, bye. So I gotta go and get another doc to patch me up again. Yes, it sounded horrible. Wocky has always been fond of fighting, I'm afraid. I'm not sure it qualifies as fighting when pistols are involved. Mr. Gavin was saying his life might be in danger, wasn't he? No, that can't be right. I'm sure he was just trying to scare us. It's scary to think that a surgeon might make a mistake, but it's even scarier when he tries to hide it. I'd like to know a little more about this operation. Maybe it's time to pay the Maractus Clinic a visit. I should be getting home now. Wocky's in your hands, Mr. Justice. Right. Leave it to me. Wow, he's stuttering a lot. Polo, I think you're only making her more nervous. Sorry, I'm new at this, okay? Teehee, it's alright. I believe in you. Okay. She's something. She is something. Okay, let's go to the detention center. I'd like to talk to Wocky if I can. June 16th, detention center visitors room. Looks like Wocky's up for questioning. I really need to talk to him. Guess I'll come back later. Excuse me. Yes? The other suspect is all through with questioning, sir. The other? Ah, you mean the panty snatcher? Wesley Stickler. So they arrested him too? Well, yeah, duh. He fucking stole panties. Like, it's still theft. Alright, let's have a little chat with Mr. Stickler. I hope I don't regret this. He is a valuable witness. He is a bit precious, I'll give him that. Please, keep this brief if you would. I'm quite busy. Doing what? I need to finish this paper. Nurk, it's you! Mr. Stickler, we'd like to have a few words with you. Very well, as long as they're few. Nothing would make me happier, believe me. Mr. Stickler, on the night of the murder, you stole... Wait, I can't help but feel that I'm being misunderstood. How exactly? Yes, that night I obtained a pair of panties, it's true. However, it was my burning curiosity that drove me to do it, nothing more. You wanted to know the trick to my panties, right? You're here too? Oh, great Trucy, teach me. Eh? I must know the secret of your panties. Oh my god, stop. Why did you phrase it like that? Please. My very existence hangs in the balance. Please, make me your apprentice. Apollo, help. I don't know. I think you'd make a great, lovely assistant. Don't say that, Apollo. Could you relate what you saw the night of the murder to us one more time? Why not? Though it hardly differs from the testimony I gave in court. The defendant was there in the park that night. Of this, I'm quite certain. He was pointing a pistol, or something like that, at the victim. That's when I shouted, "Stop, you two! Let's resolve this like gentlemen!" And the next moment, a shot was fired. And this is all true? Really? My panties are gone, my innermost heart revealed. What further reason could I possibly have to lie? I can't think of anything he'd want to hide more than panty snatching, true. It sounds like Wocky was at the scene of the crime after all. How I wish it weren't so. Yeah, Wocky's still getting in trouble, undoubtedly. He was still there pointing a knife, you know. That's it. The mystery. The unanswerable riddle. Actually, they're just a normal pair of panties. What? How is that possible? It just takes practice, that's all. Then you must teach me. You must. To think, if I could produce a pencil, an eraser, a textbook, and a lunch. All from a pair of panties, my life would be complete. He's serious, isn't he? He's such a freak. Here's his phone. Fine, ignore my evidence. See if I care. He doesn't want to look at his phone? I wonder what he's thinking. On a second thought, let's not go there. That's so funny. Okay, I don't think I have anything else to show him, so maybe that's it. I don't know. Bye, dude. Let's go to the Kentucky mansion. Oh, I can give her her underwear back. Yipes, she's back. Hey, you two, over here. Us? Yo, little plum, what's up? I think all this gangsterese is a negative influence on Trucy. I heard you retrieved my bloomers. Well, I was just doing... Bah, a man speaks clearly and takes credit where it's due. You caught the thief, didn't you? Yes, sorry, I caught him. You're cute when you're nervous, Polly. I'll deal with you later. But enough about bloomers. What about my son, Wocky? Wocky? Or, well, he's, clearly. Yes, ma'am. This is why I was kind of hoping we could avoid coming back here. Anyway, I'll give her her underwear back. There you go. About these. Hey, my bloomers. Thanks for that. I owe you one. I thought you might like them back, so... Oh, no. Why don't you keep them as a souvenir? What the fuck? Oh, no, I couldn't really. Thanks for the offer, but I could use those in my Magic Panties act. I'll pull shivs and pieces and godfathers out of them. Great. Now your props are going from bland to dangerous. That's so funny. I thought she was going to take them back. Does she have anything to say about the gun? So, this pistol belongs to the Kataki family. Is that correct? It's one of the pieces we keep around. That is, we used to keep around. They're all gone now. Oh? Police came yesterday and took everything. Everything but my broom. Oh my god. Don't you think you should have given them that too? You kidding? Can't clean up very well without a broom. No, you can't. Will she talk about this? Or is it too personal? Sorry, kid. I got no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, no, she won't talk about it. Okay, does she know anything about Wocky's knife? Can you tell me if this knife belongs to Wocky? Oh, that's his knife, alright. Bought it for him for his birthday. Wow, that's a pretty hardcore present. I remember him falling asleep with it clutched in his arms. Ooh, I know the feeling. I'll bet he was just as happy as I was with my plastic spaghetti. Wow. That's funny. Okay, I think that's all she'd be interested in, so I'll leave. Let me talk. Oh, right, I can talk to her. I totally forgot. Wocky. He's really everything you'd expect in a boss's son. I'm gonna be a gangster, dude. Life does have an appeal for that age, particularly for boys. What? Don't look at me like that. He was shot in a turf war about half a year ago. Yes, we heard the story from Wocky, but he didn't tell you the whole story. You know, even if he had a pistol then, he couldn't have shot anyone. What? He acts like he's hard, but he couldn't shoot someone to save his life. I should know. I'm his mom. Her words do have a certain weight to them. Hopefully, when this is all taken care of, he and the boss can sort out their differences. The boss? You mean Wocky's father? They didn't seem to be on the best terms, did they? The boss may act tough, but that boy means the world to him. But Wocky seems, well, it seems like he's against his father's position. Ah, it's to be expected. We're in a bit of a transition now. Trying to cut our ties to the shadier side of the street and do more on the up and up. Wocky isn't too enthusiastic about the change, it's true. But why the change? Is the gangster thing just not paying the bills? Oh, it pays, but we need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is. I see. Something must be up. He'll see things the way the boss sees them. Someday. It's true. One of our pistols is missing. So, the murder weapon was from this mansion? We kind of figured, given the difficulty of obtaining a gun these days. None of the rank and file have access. Only the boss, myself, and Wocky could have taken it. I see. I'm sure the cops will continue tromping all over the mansion because of this case. Maybe this is a sign that it's time for a change. She doesn't seem too concerned, at least. Yeah, Wocky's fiancé. They're getting married next month, correct? I suppose. She's been staying over lately. You don't look too happy about that, little plum. How'd you guess? Even I could tell that. Could you tell us more about her? Wocky brought her home one day. Says he wants to tie the knot. I can see why. She's so pretty. Oh, she's pretty enough, but, you know. Nah, it's probably just me being suspicious. Stay in the business too long. And you start to only see darkness in people. You get a nose for it. A nose for people, a nose for trouble. I wonder what the problem is. It's like a gangster's only version of female intuition. Okay, interesting. What does this guy say to me now? The park crime scene is off limits to the public. The police officer on guard by the gate is yawning. Ah, he noticed me staring and snapped his mouth shut. Too late, Mr. Officer. I saw you. Can I pick up the slippers now? This trash can. This is where he found the mirror. Come to think of it, wasn't there something else in here? Something near the bottom. Look at the paint on these. That means these must have ended up in here after Mr. Wright's accident. Maybe they're connected? Let's pick them up. Nice. I'm guessing there's nothing else left in there. A large trash can sits by the entrance to the park. What, you aren't gonna dig through it? No. What? I'm serious. I have no intention of looking through this trash can. Oh, please, don't hold back on my account. I think that whatever you think about me and trash cans, you're wrong. I wonder if there's an achievement can for that, just like there was in the Ace Attorney trilogy with Phoenix and Maya and step ladders, or ladders, like that ongoing joke. That would be really funny. I'm kind of curious now, unless it spoils things for me. There's costumes in this game? Okay, there are gonna be things that I'm totally not gonna have done. I'm just like scanning because I don't want to. Yeah, oh, hey, there's another ladders and step ladders achievement. Okay, that's funny. Let me look at the icons then, because if there was a trash can achievement, it would be very obvious. So I don't think there is one. Okay. Let's move on out of here to People Park. Maybe, oh, I guess not. I was gonna say maybe What's Her Face will be here. Poor Mr. Eldoon. His stand's been standing here since this whole thing started. It almost looks at home here in the park now. I think it should be made into a playhouse for children. I think its owner would disagree. I think you're right, buddy. The trash can sits next to the path here. And I guess now we know it was Mr. Stickler who had little plums bloomers here, huh? That's right, Trucy. And what a web of lies grew from that one little act. I can still remember that moment. You brandished those bloomers on high and shouted, "Objection!" Here's what I want you to do, Trucy. Take that memory, gently lock it away deep in your heart, and never speak of it. He's so funny. Okay. Let's go to Eldoon's house. Hey, it's Mr. Eldoon. Oh, Mr. Eldoon. What's wrong? So, you found my stand. That's why I'm here, to thank you. Ah, but now it's a crime scene and they won't let me have it back. That's also why I'm here. I got no other place to go. Ah, I see. How can a noodle stand be a crime scene? That's what I don't get, Trucy doll. Even in death, he's after my neck, I tell ya. Bah. Can't even cook an honest noodle. Oh my god. He? Even in death. You mean the victim, Dr. Maractus? I tell ya, it's enough to drive a man to make a soup even saltier. Remind me never to eat his noodles when he's in a bad mood. That stand. For generations, it's served up the very best noodles us Eldoons could make. A tradition of noodles and salty broth. It's more than a stand, it's history, I tell you. Watch what you say or it might become true. That's a great story, Mr. Eldoon. A single stand, passed down from generation to generation. Of course, to be honest, I didn't plan on doing it. That's right, you said something about that. About you rebelling against your pops, was it? Good memory, Trucy doll. Aye, I was a go-getter back in my day. Until my friend next door butted in. In the end, I was left with nothing but this dusty old stand to earn my fortune. Mr. Eldoon, I don't mean to pry, but what exactly did you do before you became a chef? Bah, let old noodles lie, that's what I say. I'm starting to get an idea of what he did anyway. He stole my dreams and left me with nothing but noodles. And now I don't even have that. Mr. Eldoon, if I might ask, what exactly happened between you and the Maractus Clinic? Eh? Eh? I couldn't help but sense enmity there. Enmity? I hate him. Hate it. Him acting like he smells like roses when he's rolling in mud. Excuse me? He's the only doctor at that clinic, you know. Pretty impressive, eh? I'll tell you the secret to his success. The mob. You mean the Kataki family? They're always having one of them turf wars or whatnot. Always an injury or two that needs fixing. Maractus saw a chance for some business, so he started giving the Kataki family a good deal. A deal? Every 5th operation for free. Oh my god. He stole the idea from my pops. 1 free bowl of noodles. I missed it. 1 free bowl of noodles a week, he used to say. Can a doctor just decide to do that? What about the insurance companies? Oh, no doubt it's illegal, but I've got him in good with the family. Pretty soon, he was getting all the business in town, leaving me here in the dark. Up to my neck in soupy noodles. I think I figured out Mr. Eldoon's former occupation. Can't hurt to ask, Apollo. Mr. Eldoon, or should I say Dr. Eldoon, figured it out, did ya? That's right, I was a doctor, a surgeon, until the year before last. So, Mr. Maractus was your rival? You like those onions they put in the soup broth? Yeah, kind of. You take a spoon, you drink some broth, those onions will find their way in there. For people who like them, why that's just fine. For people who hate them, I hate onions. Hate them. Always sneaking in from the side, getting in the way of a good tasting spoonful. Well, that's what he was. An onion. Onion boy, that's what I called him. So, you weren't exactly friends. Ha! Me and pal Maractus. Ever since preschool we were getting in each other's face. No matter what I did, sure enough he'd come following along. Then he'd do it better than me. Just blow right past without so much as a howdy. I see. That's right. I was a surgeon long before he was, you know. That's crazy, going from surgeon to noodle stand owner. And that no good onion boy comes along. Well, Trucy, looks like we found ourselves a new suspect. Don't say that! Thanks to him, I was forced to trade in my scalpel for a ladle. Sorry, pal. Didn't mean to weigh you down with an old man's ramblings. No, it's fine. By way of apology, you ever get yourself in a spot of trouble, you drop by. Huh? You're investigating Maractus, aren't ya? Yes? Well, you want to know about a doctor? You ask a doctor. That's all I'm saying. You just think of me if you need something, Trucy doll. Right. Thanks, Mr. Eldoon. I guess the time spent listening to him complain wasn't entirely wasted. It wasn't... Okay. Anyway. Well, we've got to check out this clinic, that's for sure. Yeah, but what about the guard? No harm in asking. Excuse me? Hey, it's you two from yesterday. That's the same officer that was standing out by the park yesterday. Your business is over in the park, isn't it? The clinic's off limits. It's not involved. But, what part of off limits do you not understand? Show me proof that the clinic is connected to the incident in the park, or beat it. No harm in asking. No gain either. No point in sticking around here, I guess. Yeah, I guess I don't have that proof right now. So I'll move on. We'll go to the garage really quick in case there's anything new for some reason, but it doesn't seem like there is. I guess we'll go to the Heckfield Clinic since we haven't been there yet today, but there's no one here. Wright's not here. So moving back on. Let's go back to the detention center in case he showed up now. Yeah. I was hoping to meet with my client. Wocky Kataki's just finished questioning. I'll bring him out. Great, finally! Yo, sup, my little imposter? Eek! What did you call me? Dazam! It's you? Sorry, G, thought you were Alita. My little imposter sure is a strange nickname. It's a click thing. You wouldn't understand. Did I say imposter? I meant poster. Like, poster girl. If you're gonna drop part of that, why not drop poster and just call her girl? Because she's so much more than that, G. She's like an angel. A fallen angel. So, what can I do you for? You don't look so chipper today, Wocky. Worried about your, heart condition, maybe? That was... yeah. Man, I ain't trying to hear that. A man fights to protect what's valuable to him, you know what I'm saying? I miss my fallen angel. Hey, you go get a leader for me. You're my lawyer, aren't you? Lawyer, not gopher. So, I hear you're to be married next month? Straight up, we poured the nuptial 40 out on the stoop. Alita, oh snapple cakes. She's so fine. I think he's smitten with her in his own weird way. I mean, yeah, he's clearly, obviously smitten with her. I was wondering, how did you two meet? I asked Tiala, but she was very vague. Huh? Well, man, is she gonna tell you? I best hold my tongue, you feel me? What? Man, what's past is past, she knows that. When I'm with Alita, I feel like there's things worth protecting out there. You feel me? And my Alita, she's down with that all the way. So both of them are mum about their past. Do you think you could tell us what happened with you and Palmeractus? There's something you should know. We Katakis are having what you might call a feud with the Ravalis family. So about 6 months back, I go into Ravalis turf, pack a knife, right? And you were shot? Coldest thing I ever seen. One shot to the heart, but my homies were too late. It's a miracle that I lived. I was already considered one of the 7 wonders of the Kataki family, you know that? So, you were taken to the Raktus clinic then? You should have seen their faces when they wheeled me in. You can't just let the boss's son die, you know? I hate to have been in that doctor's shoes. Mr. Kataki's scary enough when he's not angry. But the bullet that hit you, it was never removed? And it's still threatening his life. That doctor, he did it on purpose. The Ravalis paid him off, I'm sure of it. I need to hear more about the night of the murder, that much is clear. Life in the family is a G thing. It's about being a man. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm not up in my G things. I'm not even sure what a G thing is. My old man, he's gone soft. He says the old rival gang days are over. He just wants to make money. Isn't that a good thing? Yeah, there ain't no soul to make money. Better to live fast and die young. Faux shizzle. Wait till I roll in the yard, then everyone will know what time it is. That's right. OG time all the time. Represent. Apollo, why does he keep talking about old guys? I don't think that's what OG means, Trucy. Okay. Let's see if we can get him talking about the crime. I wrote these weapons, the pistol and the knife. They belong to the family. I snuck them out that night. So, the killer, Mr. Stickler, says he saw that night was... I guess it was me. I was there after all. Gack. We're finished. Yo, Wocky, do you think you could tell us exactly what happened that night? You don't beat around the bush, do you? I like your style, shorty. Actually, there's a question I've been wanting to ask you for a while now. That is, did you do it? Did you shoot him? I don't know. Eh? The day of that checkup, when I found out about the bullet by my heart, I borrowed a gun from the family stash. Figured I'd give that doctor a taste of his own bad medicine. Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. But you were carrying a knife, weren't you? Oh, that? Yeah, well, never can be too careful, I say. So, I'm on my way to the clinic, right? When I run into him in the park, and he's dragging this noodle stand behind him. Wait, you didn't put him up to that? Like, you know, in the movies? If you value your life, you'll bring the stand? Shorty, you're more whacked than I am, and that's saying something. But I was serious. The thing is, I don't remember what happened next all too well. You don't remember? But the way I see it, if there wasn't anyone else there that night, then I guess it probably was me who did him in. You know what I'm saying? Interesting. I don't know. Alita, man. Alita. It's funny. doesn't have anything else to say, so I'll just leave. This scene has changed. Look at that crowd over by the park. Probably people trying to get a glimpse of the crime scene. But why are those girls screaming? I think I just heard one say, "Oh my god, it's him!" Wait, that motorcycle. Ah, if it isn't Hair Forehead. Prosecutor Gavin. Some fans found me on my way out. Just my luck. Oh my god, he's so cool. Thus the screams. New album just came out, you know. Try waving to them. They love it. Ooh, he's so cute. Ahaha. They're so excited. It doesn't matter who waves to them, see? This is surreal. So you were here investigating? And I was on my way home when my hog gave up the ghost. Your hog? My motorcycle won't start. A clogged exhaust pipe. Too bad. It looks like such a nice bike, too. Hard to believe that it could break just from that. Ah, it's my fault. I think I was using the wrong oil. Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust and they won't run. Ah, machines. Tell me you share my angst, Hair Forehead. I ride a bicycle, actually. Ah, in any event, I'm off to the shop to get her fixed. The detective in charge of the scene isn't fond of me in any case. The detective? You mean the one in the lab coat? Yeah, she's in a foul mood too. Be gentle. Auf Wiedersehen, baby. I don't even know if I pronounced that right. Oh my god, there he goes. And the forecast for the park today, gloomy skies. Well, nothing to do but head on in. Let's hit the park, Apollo. Huh? Does something about this scene look different to you? The blue tarps are gone. Maybe that's it? Yeah, I think you're right. Look over there. The white frock detective from yesterday. She seems to be apologizing reverently to the trash can. She's under a lot of stress. The investigation's probably not going so well. Hey, you there. If you're gonna talk about someone behind their back, do it more quietly, please. Oh, Detective Sky. Hello. You seem as gloomy as ever. This is miserable. Miserable. I just got a new kit and I can't get the stuff to work. And everyone's all smiles for that glimmerous fop. Glimmerous? Does she mean Prosecutor Gavin? More to the point, doesn't she mean glamorous? When he walks, his shiny change catch the sun and glimmer in my eyes. It's distracting. Speaking of distracting. I guess I just have to accept the fact that I lack talent. Sounds like she's trying out some sort of new forensics technique. Detective Sky, you know Mr. Wright, correct? How do you know my daddy? I want details. Well, he helped me out a long time ago. You might say he saved me. Wasn't she saying something about getting involved in an incident? I can't stand it when things are vague, especially in a case. I went to study to become a forensic scientist in Europe. But you're a detective now? Well, I failed the test. But, you know, rank and title don't matter. What matters is what's inside your heart. I've always thought that too. And my heart is full of science. That's why I bought this kit through mail order. And I'm gonna test it here before the forensics team arrives. Are you sure that's okay? I won't lie, I'm not fond of the man. Those glamorous types always rub me the wrong way. Glamorous, right. A prosecutor should be cool of wit and furrowed of brow. Less glimmerous and more simmerous, you know? No, actually, I don't. Well, that and what happened 7 years ago. Prosecutor Gavin was the one who stripped Mr. Wright of his attorney's badge. What? Really? He was the one? You mean you didn't know? I thought you were one of the boys, or one of his boys. I'm neither a boy nor one of his, but let's see what she has to say. What exactly happened 7 years ago? I never actually heard the details. Then investigate. It's better you learned it for yourself anyway. Do you mind me asking exactly what it is you've been doing? Squatting down on the ground like that? Ooh, you want to know? Do you? Well, I splurged on a new toy. You splurged. You mean it wasn't Police's shoe? What is it? I see a roller and glue? Wait, what happened? Oh, that was weird. This is a footprint analysis kit. Footprints? It was raining on the night of the murder, which means that footprints were left. Oh, does that have anything to do with those blue tarps? Right. The ground was muddy, so I had to protect it as it was that night. Ever wanted to know exactly where someone was standing? Like your panty snatching student witness, for instance? Aha. So, with that kit... Right. What? Want to try this stuff out? Huh? Are you sure? I mean, we're sort of on opposing teams and all. Oh, pshaw. You're friends. And to tell the truth, I'm not so good at doing this. Guess I'm a little clumsy. I could use your help. Ooh, I'm good at stuff like this. I used to make magic bunnies out of paper mache. Footprint analysis, huh? Well, should I give it a go? Yeah, duh. Okay, I'll give it a go. That's the spirit. Right, allow me to explain. One moment. She's reading the instructions for her kit. Why does this not fill me with confidence? First, we have to pick the footprint, or in this case, shoe print we want to analyze. I've taken the liberty of marking all the shoe prints in the park. Well, which shoe print should we start with? If we're going to verify the defendant's account, here's the place to start with. Shoe prints prepare to be examined. Ooh, this is so exciting. Right, here it goes. First, pour the plaster into the print until it's full. You try it. How am I supposed to do that? Just press space where you want to pour the plaster. Like this. That doesn't look too hard. If you run out of plaster in your beaker before you're done, you have to start over. Okay, good to know. Oh, my bad. There we go. Not bad. You're handier with that than you look. What's that supposed to mean? On to the next step. Dry the plaster until it turns white. Right. Just press space to dry it blast it with that dryer. There. Give it a shot. That's so crazy. I thought it was white in the first place. I don't even remember doing this. Looks like it hardened nicely. Let's take a look. Yes, that's a good one. Next, the ink. Ready for the next step? Hold onto that roller tight now with space and roll it up and down. Keep going until you get enough ink on there for a good print. Right now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Oh, sorry. Right now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's take our print. I still said that kind of weird, but whatever. Ready? Here it goes. Nice. Let's see if we get a match. Yeah. So, the shoe prints belong to Wocky Kataki after all. He was in the park on the night of the crime. Wow, I can almost see the science at work. Don't you love it? Ah, nothing feels better. She's definitely way more into this than I am. Just let me know if you want to do some more. I'll be here, solving the case with science. Well, that certainly brightened her mood. Detective Sky, mind if we give it another go? Right on. Leave no print unanalyzed, I say. Now, to pick which print you want to analyze, we'll do this one really quick because it'll be like an easy. Because I think I have to do all of them to get the shop showing me the thing. I don't want to like leave her unspoken too. Okay, looking good. Next to dry the plaster. Okay, let's take out the mold. Yes, that's a good one. Next to the ink. He doesn't even have anything on it. Like there's no lines or anything. Oh. There's like a little screw thing on the bottom. Interesting. I guess they did that to make it easier to view for us. That's kind of crazy that he might just have like a giant screw like sitting in the bottom of a shoe. So these two prints belong to Wesley Stickler. This confirms his testimony, the final version of it at least. Now we know where the panty snatcher is standing. Okay, one more talk with her. Detective Sky, mind if we give it another shot? I believe you're beginning to appreciate the wonder that is forensic science. This one. Nice. Like it's so weird that it tells me to use space to do this, but like if I'm clicking to move the hair dryer, it's gonna do it anyway. So like, oh, there's a leaf on the bottom. Oh, what if this is... What if this is the bottom of the shoes that I had? Huh, that's a funny shoe print. Is that even a shoe? It is strange, so smooth. Except for the part with the leaf. I can say without even looking that this print doesn't match any prints on our list. A mystery print. What about... Can I present you the slippers? They say the Maractus Clinic. Hey! What? This slipper. Look right here. I think I see a toe mark. A toe mark. You think we can get a print off that? Sure. Toes have prints just like fingers do, you know. This little clue might be a gold mine. Oh, there's one problem. The police station doesn't keep a record of toe prints, so we won't know whose it is. What? I guess that would be too much to hope for. Still, it might be useful somehow. Let's analyze it. Okay. Oh my goodness. There we go. I wonder, could this be a print? Why would there be a finger? Oh, you mean a toe print. Good call, Apollo. Who could analyze it just like a regular print? This could be a vital piece of evidence. Hey, it worked. That looks like a big toe, maybe? Wow, I feel like the case is solved already. What's next? We have to match the print, right? Right, let's match it. Wait, the detective didn't give us a list of toe prints, Apollo. Oh, good point. Maybe we should ask her? Get some expert advice? I guess so. I'm not sure she really qualifies as an expert. This print is far too smooth to be from a regular shoe. It is a shoe print of some kind, though, that's certain. Still, you have to wonder what it's doing here. It's right next to the Eldune's noodle stand. It does make one wonder. Hey, you. Yes? Why are you so quiet all of a sudden? You wouldn't happen to have something in mind? Something that might have left this mystery shoe print? This mystery shoe print does remind me of something. I'm pretty sure I've seen something that would leave a print like that. You know, I think I have our culprit right here. You know what I'm eating? Snacks? Snacks. More precisely, whenever I'm in a bad mood, I eat chocolate snack juice. I had no idea. I think she means you picked the wrong evidence, Apollo. I had no idea. I thought it was that. Maybe I have to get the shoes. Oops. The bottom is covered with paint. Huh? What's this weird shape here? Looks like a leaf was stuck to the bottom when the wearer stepped in some yellow paint. So the outline was left when the leaf was removed. Ack, I got paint on my hands. Polo, I saw you try to wipe your hand on my cape. That's so funny. Okay, now will she take it? If I give this to her as an answer? There we go. Well, I think it's these slippers, actually. Slippers. What would slippers be doing out here? But look at the bottom. See? It's covered with paint, except for... See, right here? Hey, that spot is shaped like a leaf. What if a leaf was stuck on the bottom and came off when the slipper stepped in the paint? Makes sense, doesn't it? Wait, something's written on them. The Maractus Clinic. Exactly, the victim's clinic. Wait, that means that someone from the clinic was involved? Detective Sky, I have a favor to ask. What? Can you get us access into the Maractus Clinic? The police won't let us in. They say the murder and the clinic are not connected. It's off limits until we prove they are. I should be able to do something for you, yes. Eh? Really? Well, you did my work for me here with the shoe prints. Seems like I should return the favor. Thank you, Detective Sky. Here, show this to the police officer on duty. Allow clinic access to this magician, attorney, and prosecutor Gavin's names. And prosecutors Gavin... Wait, and prosecutor... Oh my fucking god. Bright Maractus Clinic, here comes justice. Does she, like, forge... She put a little heart by her name. How cute. Isn't she a little old for cute? No, shut up. Polo, shame on you. Cute is eternal. Cute is timeless. No matter how old a woman gets, she always carries a little innocent maiden inside her. Really now? I suppose. I've never heard it put quite that way before. When I sign my name, I always put in a little diamond. True C, diamond, right. See? Cute, don't you think? It's a little confusing. Won't people think your middle name is Diamond? Hey, you could write your name like Apollo equals Justice. I do like justice, so that's taking it a bit far. That's funny. How is this written? Allow access to this magician and attorney in prosecutor Gavin's name. Could she just speak for Gavin, like as a detective for some reason? Like as the detective working on this file? Because I'm pretty sure the prosecutors and police generally work pretty closely. You two again. When, oh when will you learn? Look at me, however you want, you're not getting in today. I wouldn't be so sure if I were you. Look what we have. What's this? Detective Sky. Yesterday it was Prosecutor Gavin, today it's Detective Sky. Who are you two? Really? Now he's suspicious again. Well, you got the orders. I gotta let you in. Have fun. Thanks, Mr. Officer. Let's hit it, Apollo. Yeah, let's go. Huh. Kind of an at-home sort of place, isn't it? This place has a connection to the murder in the park. I'm sure of it. The police guy out front wasn't so sure. Beyond it being where the victim lived. I mean, like, I don't know why the hell they don't think they're, like, linked whenever they're literally bowls right there in front of the, like, reception desk, and, like, the victim was pulling a stall that should have been full of those very same bowls. Looks like the police team's gone home for the day. There might be some clues lying around. Let's get cracking, Apollo. Look at all these bowls. They're from Eldune's Noodles. There's Mr. Salty. Then I think we figured something out. I think we have. Mr. Eldune must do takeout. Not exactly what I was thinking. All the bowls have been washed clean. I think we found our first clue, Trucy. These must be the slippers for patients at the clinic. The same as the pair we found, of course. Look, a single pair is missing from the rack here, too. And ours have paint on the bottoms, which means they were taken out of here on the night of the murder. Right. The paint's from the hit and run, after all. But what were a pair of clinic slippers doing in that trash can? And what were they doing at the scene of the hit and run? There's a single pair of sandals here. Wait, but why would there be sandals here? Unless they belong to one of the patients. Or maybe it's a visitor that's come to see Dr. Maractus? You'd think they use this house entrance instead of the clinic entrance in that case. And if this patient or visitor isn't still here, why'd they leave without their shoes? Better take a closer look at these just in case. Hey Apollo, you think this is... Huh, this could be a toe print. Maybe we can get a print off of this. Let's try it out. Nice. Hey, it worked. That looks like a big toe, maybe? But wait, I mean, it's great that we got the print, but is there such a thing as a list of toe prints? Oh, good point. If there is, Detective's Guide to give it to us. Which means we can't match the print. This seems like a good time to ask the detective's advice. Yeah, good idea. Okay, we'll do that. I think that's about everything that's useful for now. So we'll head out. We'll head back to People Park. I know that face. That's the face of someone who's made a discovery. Hey, how'd you know? You can't fool someone trained in the ways of science. Next you'll have us analyzing face prints. Let's ask Detective Sky to help us, Apollo. These sandals. That's quite a clear print there. A toe print. Too bad we don't know whose it is. Well, there is a way of finding out, of course. There is? All you need is a sample of the same toe print off another shoe, for instance. Oh, right. So if the prints match, you know the same person wore both. Do I have another shoe worn by the same person? I think I just might, actually. Really? I'm beginning to suspect something here. Detective Sky, can you compare the sample with this other print? This pair of slippers, toe print and all. Oh, the print on these is nice and clear too. That makes our job easy. Can you analyze it for us? Of course. Hang on. Bingo. Gosh, I'm good. Hey, we were the ones who found the prints. Perfect match. The same person wore these sandals and slippers. I was afraid of that. All you have to do is find out who these sandals belong to. Or do you already know? I can't say. Not yet. Well, that's one big step closer to the truth. Okay. Interesting. Eggfield Clinic? Yay! Ah, the prodigal attorney returns. Welcome, Apollo. Heard you did well in the trial today. Here to discuss something? I could use a little diversion. What did Detective Sky say? If you want to know something, you have to investigate it yourself. Mr. Wright, tell me, what happened 7 years ago? Please, I want to know. I need to know. You certainly didn't waste any time getting to the point. 7 years ago. 7 years ago, I was standing in a courtroom on behalf of a client. The case involved the death of a certain magnificent genius. I'd be surprised if you hadn't heard about it. It was all over the news, I remember that. You were up against Prosecutor Gavin, weren't you? Yes, he was only 17 years old at the time. 17 years old? That's still high school. He took the bar exam abroad, in Europe. They're progressive over there, you know. I was defeated by a 17-year-old newcomer. In my shame, I left the practice forever. That's all. That's all? How could that be all? What do you mean? What about what they were saying on the news about forged evidence? They said you forged evidence and had your attorney's badge stripped from you. Tell me, how does it feel? How does it feel to stand here before Phoenix Wright, the forging attorney himself? How does it feel? I don't want to believe it's true, but what about what happened in my first trial? Didn't you notice in today's trial? There was a single piece of forged evidence. I'm talking about evidence that shouldn't have existed. A naughty magician's trick. I don't see you jumping to my defense on this one. Maybe I did forge evidence, maybe I didn't. It doesn't really matter now, does it? But I'm not an attorney anymore. That's the only truth you need to know. Mr. Wright. Looks like he doesn't want to talk about the accusations of forgery. For now. Okay. Is there anything else I can, like, show him or anything? I don't know. I don't think so. So I'm just gonna leave, I guess. I don't know where else to go. So let's go to the detention center and see if anything useful there. Oh, great. I think Wocky's left. Well, the time of the decision is upon us. Which one of our two jailbirds do we want to talk to? Excuse me, both detainees are currently in questioning to corroborate their accounts. Mr. Stickler and Wocky, both of them? I pity the questioner. Guess we'll be back then. Okay, great. Is there anything else of note? The clinic reception desk. No one's here, of course. There's a small sign on the counter. Please pay your bill. Remember, we're the ones holding the scalpel. What the fuck? Brutal, but effective. It's fucked up. Look, this door says doctor's office. Think this is the victim's private office? It's not locked. Too bad. Why too bad? I like opening locks. It's kind of a hobby of mine. Like those little bike locks. Don't even bother putting them on when I'm around. It's probably not a hobby you want to tell too many people about. Whoa. Apollo, that sound. It came from behind this door. Someone's in there. Let's check it out, Trucy. A break-in. They left through that window. Wait, Apollo, you're too late to catch them now. That must be her experience as a panty snatcher chaser talking. Well, we should tell the police. Let's check the room out first, Apollo. If we call the police now, we'll lose our chance. You're right. She's better at this than I am. Well, one thing's for certain. This clinic and our murder case are looking pretty related now. Yeah, they are. Okay, let's see about the safe. What a cute little safe. Looks like a 4-digit lock. Okay, good to know. And the first 2 are already in there. 7, 9. Wait, do you think that burglar just now is trying to open it? I wonder what's inside the safe. Is there any way we can figure out the last 2 numbers? Well, we know the first 2 are 7 and 9. Maybe there's something in the court record? Something that can help us figure out the last 2? I wonder. I've got just the thing. Well, I have an idea. I knew it, Apollo. What is it? Well, all we have to know is what buttons have been pressed. We can use this to find out what the next 2 numbers are.
Take that!
When you press the buttons, you'd have to touch them with your finger, right? You'd leave a print. When you open a safe, you don't press any other buttons but the right ones, right? So if we can find the buttons with fingerprints, we'll have the safe code. Not bad, Apollo. Sometimes he's so smart, sometimes he's so dumb. Great. Look, you can see the oily finger residues clearly. Look at 7 and 9. They're glove marks. The burglar must have been wearing gloves. Well, we might not be able to identify the burglar, but we can open the safe. Let's give it a shot. 7, 9, 5, 2. Nice. It opened. This looks like a bullet hole. You can still see the bullet sticking out of it. Why is it in the middle of a safe? Hey, the bullet came out. The tip is all squish. Not surprising given that it was fired into a metal safe. This bullet's got a story behind it, that's for sure. Interesting. No evidence there. This looks like a medical chart. There's an x-ray in here with it. An x-ray? Can't make heads or tails of it. And I can't read the chart either. It's all in medical speak. But the names are easy enough to read. Look, by patient it says Wocky. So this is Wocky, our client's chart, huh? Why would this one chart be here in the safe? Let's see. The physician's signature says Palmaractus. What is it, Apollo? Look here where it says who filed the chart. Let's see. Nurse Alita Tiala. Alita Tialita is Wocky's fiance. That's one Ida too many, Apollo. Never mind that. What's her name doing here? How should I know? Though, I guess it means she's on staff at this clinic. Odd that she neglected to mention this before now. Not odd at all. I'm sure she had her reasons. So, Alita Tiala worked at the Maractus Clinic, and she had access to Wocky Kataki's medical chart. You got the I and Y wrong, Apollo. I'd be very interested to find out what this chart says. Who could help us decipher this? Ooh, Aldoon could. Books and papers are scattered around the room. Wow, what a mess. This is worse than Daddy's room. The burglar must have left in a hurry. Even the cup on the desk here is lying outside. Huh? The juice that spilled out of the cup. It's dry. So, the messy one wasn't our burglar just now. Someone knocked this cup over a while ago and left it. This potted plant has seen better days. That doesn't make sense either. What doesn't? Normally burglars are looking for valuables, right? That's true. That's what I would do if I were a burglar. So why look under a potted plant? Maybe they were looking for the key to the safe? I've heard of people putting their house keys under plants with the key to a safe. Then maybe the burglar is looking for house keys. This is getting nowhere fast. Oh, this thing? Kind of an expensive looking lamp, isn't it? Oops. Hey, the bulb's broken. Broken? Don't you mean burned out? No, our cat burglar must have dropped it. But why is it standing up on the floor like that then? Hey, look at that cord. Huh? There's a red splash on a part of the cord. You think that's blood? It's a little bright for blood, almost pinkish. Something's definitely odd about this lamp, that's for sure. Okay. And there it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. This cord runs to the lamp. It has a red stain on it. Gotta wonder what left that stain. Wait, I know. Maybe it was left there by a red marker. Like they were trying to write their name and slipped. Why would anyone write their name on a lamp cord? I used to write my name on my magic ropes. It's funny. The bulb is broken. It won't turn on. Oh? How's it broken? Don't touch that. You'll cut yourself. Eek! Yeah, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. But my finger... Ah, you're bleeding. Let me see that. Wait. Magic blood. Teehee, gotcha. Oh my god. Please don't do that again. I have enough to worry about without my coworkers injuring themselves on the evidence. That's so funny. What are those up there? Creepy shit is what it is. Whoa, what are those? Well, it's covered with the beakers. Eek, something's moving inside that one. You look, Apollo. Hey, look yourself. You can't... Oh, it's a goldfish. Wow, they're all fish. All kinds of fish. Whoever designed this has a sick sense of humor. That's funny. And last but not least... Well, actually, I might need to be able to check that out too. The window's ajar. That must be how our burglar escaped. I wonder who it was. Maybe it was just a burglar who happened to pick here? Yeah, but there's a patrol car sitting out front. If I were a burglar, I'd come back the next day at least. I'd give it a month myself. Whoever broke in obviously needs to break in today. Okay, seems like that's it. So let's head back out. No, he's not here. Be back momentarily. Just a second, peeps. Okay, hi. Hello, peeps. I've returned. Alright, so... I'm not entirely sure... Okay. Oh yeah, I have a bullet now. I totally forgot. I don't know, maybe for some reason she'll have something like... Oops. Maybe she'll have something to say about that. Oh. Oh, right. That's fine. That's so funny. Okay, I don't have anything to talk to her about with any of these other things. Oh, though maybe this red stain? This lamp? The bulb's broken. Right, strange, isn't it? Really? I break bulbs all the time. My desk is a mess and my lamp is always falling over. Not too bright, huh? Ouch. I still think it's kind of odd. Yeah, I think it's odd too. Oh, but personally, I would just like to look at these things closer. Wow, it's all mushed. That was one tough safe. You know, it looks kind of yummy. Huh? Like ice cream. Mm-hmm. Oh, caramel. You certainly have an active imagination, Trucy. Yes, she does. Yeah, I don't see anything else that stands out about it right now, so we'll close that. We looked at everything on the map, but let's look here. Examination record. Palmaractus, Nursalita Tiala, Wocky Kentucky, age 19. Bullet lodged near heart. Is that all it's gonna show me? It's not showing me anything else. Oh yeah, you can't read all that other garble anyway. The tarps that were here yesterday are gone. I wonder why Detective Sky put them out. Yeah, the only thing they were covering is the ground. Oh, you know, I think I see something there. Print. A print? Yeah, so that just leads us to everything we were talking about before. I wasn't sure if maybe that leaf would be relevant. A knife is sticking straight into the ground. Remember what Wesley Stickler said in the trial today. Wocky was very likely pointing this at the victim. Like he wanted to kill him. Yeah, that's the problem. Mannequin put in place of the body. I think I've seen him by the police station. The way he's forced to look at the ground now, day in and day out, it's kind of sad. That is kind of sad. Apollo. Benches line the river running through the park. Ah, a little urban oasis. I bet children come here to splash around in the water. The river's a little deep for splashing and a little dirty. Well, they could listen to the water and pretend they were playing. Okay then. What's that weird thing on the ground? I mean, it's just not... It's not gonna let me inspect this more closely. I don't see anything else that's worth presenting to her, so I'll move on. Aldune's unfortunately not back. What's in the garage? No, nothing new. So, is the only person I can talk to right now Sky? Oh, no. There we go. Don't cry, Angel. Ew. Oh, you again. Do you always have to announce your entrances like that? Man, my old man, Man. Now I'm all in a funk and it's his fault. One can only assume that his father tried to teach him a lesson, and failed, clearly. You two got your work cut out for you, straight up. Of course I don't care if they lock me up. I'm ready to go. Some days I wonder why I do what I do. Hey man, you won't see me bugging about 1 or 2 guilty charges. But what if you're found guilty of murder? Hey, it's all experience, you feel me, shorty? Like a badge of honor. They don't give the death penalty, do they? Oh wait, sorry, they don't... whatever. Oh, maybe that is how he said it, I don't know. You didn't really do it, did you? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. If I've learned one thing today, it's that silence speaks louder than words. Man, my old man is whack. Disappointing, that's what he is. I heard he wants to leave the mob. Over my dead body, I spent my life trying to keep it real, being an OG and never stepping down. Now my old man wants to go soft? Fine, let him. Just leave me out of it. The day I get out of the clink, that's the day Alita and I start the next generation of the Kataki family. Please don't talk as though it's assumed you're going to jail, for my sake. Okay, let's show him the shoes. Wocky, you don't happen to recognize these, do you? Hey, sure I do. I was the one who bought them for her. For Miss Tiala? Yeah, a birthday present. She's got mad little feet. Mad. So cute, man. So, these sandals are hers? Yeah, I kind of had a feeling. What's up with the funky vibes? That's nuts. Anything else that we can show him? Huh? What's that? Some kind of x-ray? Wait. That's right, Wocky. It's yours. Hey, look. I don't smoke or nothing. I'll live long, right? I don't think he gets it, Apollo. Ah, take a closer look. Here in particular. Where it says nurse. Is signed Alita Tiala. Huh. You lawyers do your homework. So, you met Miss Tiala when you... Yeah, I met her at the clinic. So? Could you tell us a bit about the circumstances of your meeting? Fine, fine. I'll tell you how we met if you want to know that bad. Okay. About half a year ago, I was shot during a little turf war with another family. I was ready to die, sure. But they came in and got me, hauled me off to the docks. The Ractus Clinic? That's where I met her, my fallen angel. You mean Alita Tiala. She was scared of me at first, turns out. But you know what they say, the bad guy always gets the ladies. Right. She was done with that clinic anyhow. So I was like, I'll take you on, woman. Straight gangster style. Guess what she said? What'd she say? Come on, give it some thought. She said it real quiet like on the down low, know what I'm saying? I'll leave, if you'll marry me. So that was the proposal? You know it, an oath of love, right there in the hospital room. Just like that, the op was done and we were out of there. See you later, bye. About that op. Yeah, didn't go so well after all, did it? I know about the report. I know it's still in me. This health checkup was the boss's idea, you said? Yeah, can you imagine? What's the point of living healthy when you're a G, you know what I'm saying? But didn't you learn about the bullet at the checkup? Yeah, that's when I knew that doctor had to pay. Figured I could get that cap pulled after I got my revenge. And hey, I'm still living large now, aren't I? Incidentally, had you ever had a health checkup before? Nah, my old man suddenly gets this idea that we all gotta get checkups. Guess he's getting old. Older, I mean. Okay. I wonder if Alita will be there now. Nope. Maybe Eldoon will be at Eldoon's Noodles now. Yes. Great. Mr. Eldoon, we've been looking all over for you. What's the matter, Trucy doll? Apollo, show him what we found. Nothing like expert advice. I suppose he is a doctor still. Mr. Eldoon, is everything okay? I'm just so happy. I just thought my doctor days were gone for good. Mr. Eldoon. That's sad. But, I mean, I'm glad we get to make him happy in that way. Sorry, Sonny boy. My interest is for my stand and my... Wait. Did I show him the wrong thing? Oh, yeah, I did. My bad. Mr. Eldoon, could you take a look at this? A medical chart? Hey, you shouldn't go around taking these from clinics. Why the sudden silence, Mr. Eldoon? What? What's going on here? That's what we want to know. That chart belongs to my client. He's on trial on suspicion of murder. On trial? That's crazy. You can't put him on trial. He's ABD. ABD? All but dead. He's knocking on the pearly gates and someone's about to answer. Can you tell us why? The noodles were a hat. Well, permit me to speak as a surgeon. You listen up good now, son. No way. It's like he's a completely different person. Well, according to this chart, this Wocky Kataki feller's not doing so well. He's got a bullet right upside his heart. That's right. Yeah, but this chart talks about the post-op. In other words, the operation is already finished. But you can still see that the bullet is stuck in there. Why would it still be in there after the operation to remove it? Well, about the only reason I can think of is it was too tricky to operate on. What? That bullet snug as a bug there next to the aorta, which is connected to the heart. Heck, that scrap of metal just surrounded by blood vessels, kind of a miracle. 2 millimeters to either side and there'd be some serious bleeding going on in there. Not something your average doc'd be eager to fiddle with. You mean... It took a miracle to get that bullet stuck where it is. It'd take more than a miracle to take it out. It'd take a magician. I'm only up to making rabbits disappear. I haven't learned bullets yet. Oh, Trixie, no one was asking you. Of course, with the heart pumping and lungs working, that bullet's on the move. I'd give him another half a year tops. But Wocky's operation was already a half year ago. That's why I'm saying you're out of time. This kid shouldn't be on trial. He should be on an operating table. Great. Just great. Oh my goodness. How could Dr. Maractus do such a terrible thing? How could he just leave that bullet in there? I got a pretty good idea of how he felt. An emergency operation, he's got the kid's chest open on the table, then he finds that bullet. That's despair right there, Trixie doll. Cold despair. Despair. About the only thing he could do is sew the boy back up. He wasn't exactly in the situation to go admitting he couldn't take it out. The Katakis. You bet. This kid's their only son, I hear. So he skips the operation and Wocky's back on the street living his life. Of course, it's only a matter of time before his heart hemorrhages and he drops cold. How awful. And which doctor would they take him to? Maractus. He's got enough ties to them. He could probably cover up the truth of what happened. That's just horrible. He left Wocky to die. There's a darkness in this world, Trixie doll, waiting, hungry. Compared to it, these gangs' turf wars are like kids' games. When you're up against real evil, well, it don't matter if you're weak or strong. It'll take you all the same. You were a surgeon, right, Mr. Eldoon? You could operate on Wocky, couldn't you? I wish. What? I'm afraid there ain't nobody in the country that could. Maybe not even in the world. So Wocky, he's real lucky to be alive even now. No. There's one problem. Apollo? This chart, look at the nurse section. Alita Tiala. That's right. This operation was how they met. Yeah, the problem is she knew. She knew about Wocky's condition, guaranteed. Why didn't she ever tell him? It doesn't make sense. If she knew her patient was in serious danger, you'd think she'd want to get that second operation before getting engaged. What was she thinking? Apollo? What were you thinking, Alita Tiala? Dun 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 dun. We'll find out at trial. Okay, wonderful. I think that's a good place to call that one, obviously, because I'm pretty sure that if I do another trial day, it'll take me, I don't know, another hour and a half. So, you know what? Yeah, maybe I'll just go. Yeah, maybe I'll just keep going. I'll just keep going. June 17th, 9:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. This is it, the big day. Did you get any sleep? Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so. Oh, what time did you wake up? 3 a.m. That's only 2 hours, Apollo. But at least you have me. Yeah, put that away. And the amazing Mr. Hat. Here's looking at you, kid. Good luck today, Apollo. That voice. Oh, hey ya. Get any sleep? Mr. Wright. I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out earlier today. Somehow, that place makes fake piano playing at the Indochine pasta joint seem almost fun. Daddy, do you know who Prosecutor Gavin's witness is today? Take a guess. How about Little Plum? That's Sherman Tango and Mom? Nope, guess again. That's too bad. You know, speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days, Daddy. Wow. It's barely morning and you're already at it, Trucy. Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the prosecution's witness is? Alita Tiala, your client's fiancé. She's gonna be a witness? But that seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiancé? You have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today, that much is clear. Well, not to worry. I've got my panties back. If we can't find a killer, I'll pull one out of there. Oh my god. Court is now in session for the trial of Wocky Kataki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is warmed up and it's a sold-out house. Very well. To recap, while yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party, guilty of panty snatching, we did find out one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the defendant. Correct, Herr Judge. And today, I'd like to do something a little new age. I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon, the preparation for the act. Our poor defendant told all, you see, to his betrothed. His betrothed? His fiancé, Herr Judge. His partner for life, with no chance for parole. Very well, you may show the lucky lady to the stand. That's so weird. Your name and occupation, Fraulein? Alita Tiala. My occupation is future wife. Okay, then. Ah, traditional values. I respect that. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded underwater. Can anyone? Can anyone do that? Yeah, you're here today as a witness for the prosecution. To be honest, I didn't want to testify at first, but I couldn't hide the truth. Honesty, another admirable trait. Fraulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant, Wocky Kataki, confessed his plans? His plans for murder? Yes. The witness will please give her testimony to the court. It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. When Wocky found out that Dr. Maractus had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Wocky could have done it. Interesting. So, the pistol did belong to the Kataki family then? Yes. With regards to this, an investigation is underway at the Kataki mansion on charges of the possession of illegal firearms. And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it fired from the pistol the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proven. How can you prove something like that? Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them, called rifling marks. Rifling marks? Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint left on every bullet it fires. And when did you first hear about Wocky's plan? It was the day of the murder. I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Okay. Okay. I'll press this. So, is it easy to take a pistol out from the house? Not really. I think there's a system in place to limit access, but Wocky's a special case being the next in line. Perhaps his treatment was a bit too special, yeah? Well, maybe he is a bit spoiled. I hear he got amazing presents for his birthdays. Last year was a switchblade made out of chewing gum and a chocolate gravestone. Sounds like he has a taste for sweets and danger. The point here being that Wocky had access to a pistol. And you already know what happened that night.
Hold it!
How can you say that for certain? How?
Objection!
Hair forehead. You will refrain from badgering the Fraulein. It was the defendant, Wocky, was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now. I suppose we do. So, how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, yeah? That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point? Could someone else have used that pistol? Based on your testimony, there's clearly another. One other person had access to that pistol. What's this? Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person with access was.
Take that!
Well, of course, I mean, you, Miss Tiala. Me? But why, you were quite clear when you told the court you heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning.
Objection!
Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé and killed a man in cold blood on his behalf? I don't know if it was for him, you know? I've heard of people doing strange things for love, but this... it does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. I'm all for romance and for supporting your partner in life, to be sure, but I think I would hesitate at murder. I hope you do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection can be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé. That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside the safe. I have evidence showing a connection between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim.
Take that!
That looks like a medical chart. Found inside a safe at the Maractus Clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart. What? Miss Tiala, whatever... Why is your name on this chart? Oh. Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala? I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice. Our warm little fiancé just froze over. I was on staff at that clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that? Miss Tiala, you testify that you had no connection to the victim. And I don't. Now. Now? I quit half a year ago, didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess. You're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right? That's not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love, past flaws and all, no matter. There's no connection now. Doesn't fly in a court of law. Doesn't fly? She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Katakis. You left your job at the Maractus Clinic, true, but you remain connected somehow. Very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic.
Take that!
Well, I suppose I can see.
Objection!
Hair forehead. This trail you think you have found, it doesn't lead to the truth, nor to a long career in the legal profession, yeah? Gee, thanks. Perhaps you will allow me to do the honors? Why not? It might be nice for a change. Most excellent. Let's rock. Oh. Hey! I've never gotten that before. I'll take the usual penalty next time, thanks. Very well, Mr. Justice. Try again. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Maractus Clinic. Why is that not it? Oh, wait, this.
Take that!
These sandals were found in the Maractus Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they? Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals. So sorry, Fraulein, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation just now cost you. What's with you? I thought you were on my side. Perhaps you are unaware that toes leave toe prints? A simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all. Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted you to help get Wocky back on the straight and narrow. This court thinks you need to worry less about Wocky and more about yourself. It sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story. Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you were there on the day of the murder. Well, there's little point in denying it. Very well. The witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to the Maractus Clinic that day? I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Wocky had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man, too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful as an old friend. Don't buy your shit. By mistake, you mean the mistake we heard about from the defendant? The botched operation? He was a timid, small man, but I never wished him harm. I just thought I should let him know, you know? That does make sense. Yes, but there is still one thing which does not. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, yeah? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home. I would have worn those sandals home, too. So, why were the sandals left behind? Ack, you pointed out the contradiction before me. There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Diala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals there which you wore home by mistake? Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin. Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation. Yeah, forehead? Oh, what the? No fair! He's filling the holes in her testimony, which I'm pretty sure you can't do. Like, if you're the prosecutor and she's your witness, you can't just ask her a leading question like that. You know? Open-ended questions only.
Hold it!
Morel, what time did you go to the clinic? I don't remember exactly, but it was after 9:30, I think. And that was the first time you had contacted Dr. Maractus in half a year? Of course it was. He wasn't the kind of boss you made friends with. So, why did you go to the clinic that day? Went to warn him.
Hold it!
Did you want Dr. Maractus to run away? Well, after all, I failed to stop Wocky. I thought that was the only other way to avoid the problem. Couldn't you have called? Why go in person? I called several times that evening, but no one was in. The victim was busy driving home until after 9 p.m. that night, remember? This was proven by this mirror yesterday, yeah? I thought if I warned him, he would run away for sure, knowing the doctor.
Hold it!
You mean that active malpractice on Wocky, correct? If he had just told Wocky the truth in the beginning, none of this would have happened. True. That operation was the start of this whole affair. Oh, of course, if he told him, he might have been erased by the Katakis much earlier. A disturbing thought. We know that the Maractus clinic had ties to the Kataki family. He probably couldn't have gone to the police, even if he wanted to. That's why I knew I had to warn him.
Hold it!
Thank you, Bebe. No dark secrets, eh? What? Look at me however you want, Mr. Justice. You won't find a thing. She's hiding something, I know it. You must have some evidence that proves it, too. You're free to think whatever you like. I went to that clinic with only one thought in mind. There's no way she went to the clinic just to warn him. Do you know why she went, Apollo? Time to figure out what really happened at that clinic, and fast. Okay, well, you're definitely hiding a dark secret, and that's this.
Objection!
This chart was found inside a safe in the doctor's office. Yes. Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, don't you? Mind filling me in? Dr. Maractus didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away. Bad hair, doctor. And this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. The nurse who filed this chart was you, which means you knew about Wocky's failed operation. Interesting. You were in the same position as Dr. Maractus. Kinda makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it? Okay, you're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents. Yeah, but... Okay. This chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly. Too bad, little attorney. Ooh. Good to know. My bracelet's reacting again. What is it, Apollo? I felt my bracelet tighten just now. Your bracelet? Just like yesterday, like you said. When a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit gives them away. But I can't see anything, Apollo. Eh? Then what's my bracelet reacting to? Wait, maybe... Yes, that has to be it. What has to be it? Your senses, Apollo. They must be sharper than mine. Huh? I can't see it, but you can sense it. I don't know about that, Trucy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything. Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Miss Tiala's testimony, but we don't know what her nervous habit is. Well, then what do? You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo, with your eyes and your senses. It's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow, touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony. Okay. Well, I actually do think that this is a good point to stop because my headphone batteries are about to die. So yeah, we'll pick up from this point and the bracelet and everything on Tuesday. And tomorrow is Skyrim, so tune in at 7 p.m. if you want to go see some Skyrim content, and then tune in again on Tuesday 7 p.m. if you want to continue on with this. Thank you again for tuning in, peeps. I really, really appreciate it. As I mentioned before, please drop a like and subscribe on YouTube if you're enjoying this, and please drop a follow if you're enjoying this on Twitch. Thank you, and see you another time. Goodbye!